Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Non-Standard Action's Threefold Conspiracy. We're coming back to this crazy fight with this Gray who has invisibility and phase and concealment and is just a pain in the butt to nail down and, do damage to. But they're doing a pretty good job, I think.
Are we though?
Joining me this morning around the digital table, I have my usual cast of misfits. And their icebreaker question this morning comes from Ghost. What would your character do for a delicious ice cream treat? Which is definitely distinct from any other delicious ice cream treat you might be thinking of.
What would you do for an ice cream treat?
It's for a Spondike bar. Come on.
Spondike bar, yes. Let's
a legally
see.
distinct ice cream treat.
Yeah. Yes. Legally distinct ice cream treat. Tom, what would Ogden do for a legally distinct ice cream treat?
Oh gosh, I think he would do almost anything for a legally distinct ice cream bar. Ogden is a huge fan of. There's the Vescarium, of course, has their own spin-off of this legally distinct ice cream bar that is vastly superior to the Pact Worlds system. Ice cream bar, legally distinct. It's not Klondike bars.
It tastes like bugs. Don't believe him.
Yeah, I mean,
it will conquer your taste buds.
Our ice cream bars are better than yours, and therefore we will conquer you to share our prosperity with you.
Yes, share prosperity. That's totally what the yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's totally how empires work.
Yeah, real Fire Nation Vescarium vibes.
Uh-huh.
All right, Liz. What about Adelaide? What would Adelaide do for a legally distinct ice cream bar?
Well, Adelaide would do anything which she was confident could be, what's the word? Could be negotiated out of court.
Yep. That tracks. Simon, what about Lasco?
Lasco would do nothing. He doesn't really care for sweets.
Oh man. It's that guy when the commercial comes on, it's like, I wouldn't do it. Nope.
Wait, hold on. Did that happen in that commercial?
No, there's just always somebody,
Who, like when the commercial comes on, says, yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe
to be fair, that's
Klondike bar commercials than I thought.
To be fair, that's Simon in real life too.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like sweets.
But very specific sweets. We were just talking about cake yesterday, and you were like, "No, I don't like cake. The only kind of cake I like is cheap cake."
Yeah, and that's even barely cake.
It's in a cake shape.
It does have a cake shape. It's sort of a bastard child of a cake and a pie.
Yeah, it is. Depending on the type of cheesecake.
Yeah.
I like it very dense.
Are you saying you like them thick? You like them juicy?
I like my cheesecake thick with 2 seeds.
Ironically, he's not interested in pie, though. He's not a big pie guy.
No, I only like the hybrid.
Fair enough. All right, Blake, what would Iris do for a legally distinct ice cream treat?
Terribly curious.
Iris is lactose intolerant. So, but for the non-dairy kind, for legal reasons, I'm not allowed to answer that.
I feel like non-dairy Klondike bars would suck.
These aren't Klondike bars though, so they would rock.
Yeah, exactly. In the future, they've figured out the whole non-dairy thing.
They have an
man,
substitute. Wow.
Yes.
Your mom would be so happy.
It's made from spider
eggs.
eggs.
Need it.
Yeah, she made from black milk. Black milk is lactose free.
Good.
Yeah. Feel the sweet crunch of spider eggs with every sip.
With every bite.
Wait, is it crunch? I thought it was more like of a boba feel to it.
I thought it was more like a pop, yeah.
Yeah, the pop, yeah. I like
You know,
popping.
now that I have had boba, that description
boba
of black
doesn't
milk makes it
crunch?
less gross.
What?
Oh.
There's multiple types of boba. Popping boba is a specific type of boba.
Yep,
No,
they're
I
pretty
know.
Cool.
I was making a gross joke. I was implying that the boba that I had crunched, and that I was in the wrong here because
Oh,
the experience I'd ever had. Yeah.
Got
so,
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
All
Sorry,
right.
we should go wizard.
So you
Let's
lot
beat up this space wizard.
were fighting a space wizard who is mechanically a witch warper, but
Yeah.
also
More
a
like a
gray that you
Mm.
found in this secret hidden base under Laoray. Notably, the gravity is in the opposite direction from the hospital upstairs. And you stepped through a portal into this command center. You killed the abductor downstairs, but there is still this crazy hard to hit witch warper who is flying 4 squares above the floor, 20 feet up. She is hard to reach and hard to hit, and we're at the top of round 8 with Lasco.
Yeah, I probably had a good plan here, but I don't remember what it is. What kind of check would it be to running up the wall, leap off, do a somersault, and just land on her back? If you say any combat maneuver, I will just tell you in advance it's not going to happen.
Ogden has 7 stamina, Tom, because there have been a lot of giant explosions down there.
Oh
And
no,
then-
I don't mean to interrupt Simon's turn. That's why I was typing this into chat. But I've lost hit points. I don't know why I then have stamina as well.
Oh. Weird.
Oh,
I
because
know
you
that it-
leveled up. You leveled up.
Thank you. Yes. By the way, everybody, we leveled to level 11.
Do you guys want to tell the
Mid-fight.
audience about your shiny new level 11 stuff? Anybody?
If you want to do it now. I don't know if I'll be able to use it in this fight, though. Do we want to wait until a fight that we can use them?
We had an off-camera discussion about witch warpers can swap out a spell every time they level, and I'm like, now how BS would it be if I suddenly regained my ability to cast see invisibility? Because I had it and then I swapped it out a couple of levels ago. But rereading the spell, I realized that the range is only personal, so these guys wouldn't be able to benefit from it. So
You can shoot the boss with all of those laser guns you have and use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is the cruelest irony that spellcasters get see invisibility, but it's personal range, and they're usually not the ones that you want to be able to see the invisible person the most.
it really doesn't matter.
It's like I considered after this fight, I considered taking see invisibility on Jacinto for a brief moment, my character on Star-Lords on Thursdays, but Jacinto doesn't lift a finger in fights, so there's no point for him to be able to see the invisible person. It's the same problem.
Yep,
Yeah.
just summon more minions. Hope some of them hit. With regards to Lasco jumping off the wall and onto the Overseer, I suppose we can rule of cool it. You don't really, I guess you have a running start, but
Yeah,
it's also hard because you're gonna have to backflip off the wall. So,
Cool. I'm Prince of Persia. I can do it.
acrobatics check.
Hooray.
Or like CEO of Persia.
Yeah, CEO.
And if
Sorry, I'm distracted by that. And I want to see modified version of the cover art of Prince of Persia where he's wearing a really nice hat and has a cane and a tuxedo.
Is that what CEOs look like?
I think so. I think they all have tuxedos.
I think you're just thinking of
don't-
Mr. Peanut.
I
Oh,
don't think that's true.
Yeah, Simon gets those two mixed up all the time. It's the weirdest thing.
Mr. Peanut is probably the CEO of that peanut company, right?
Yeah, true.
So weren't we?
Oh yeah, I was thinking acrobatics.
Weren't we fighting a space wizard?
28.
A 28 will do it. Now, you know which square she's in. Roll me a d100.
I also have blind fight, so I get to roll twice. And take
You get to roll twice, take the better one. Okay, yes. I just, there's a chance you miss because you can't see her, right?
I've rolled
All
2d100s.
All right, so you managed to jump onto the Space Wizard. Yeah, I don't know exactly where the Space Wizard is. Space Wizard is still out of phase with reality.
Yeah, I'll probably fall. Honestly, once she phases out, I'll probably just fall through her to the ground.
Probably.
So this is a terrible idea. But in the meantime, I can try to twist her head off. And let's get not like Graves.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good attack roll, though.
And you trick.
Yeah, just barely.
Just barely.
Thanks to that level up.
So you do still need to roll for displacement and for the phase ability. So roll me another D100.
And I don't roll this one twice because blind fight doesn't affect displacement.
Right.
87.
That'll do it. Roll one more for the phase ability.
25.
We'll do it.
Yay.
Oh my god.
20% miss chance. So that's 20 damage plus 24 is 54 damage.
44?
44 damage.
Okay.
You're right. I had an extra 10 there.
Thanks.
You can have 10 anymore.
And then do you have another action to attempt to grab so as to not fall?
No, that was a move in a standard. I can.
Right, so falling is a free action.
Yeah, frankly, I assumed that she would phase out and I would just fall through her. That was just yeah.
It's only 20 feet, and I believe you can't grab an edge, but I think you do get an acrobatics check to make the last 10 feet non-lethal.
Sure,
Actually,
I'll that one.
Funnily enough, the first 10 feet non-lethal, which is absolutely useless.
Uh-huh.
Starfinder.
You did deliberately jump.
Yeah.
So the damage, the first d6 is non-lethal, and then you can avoid the damage from the first 10 feet and then convert the second 10 feet to non-lethal. So you made the check, so you're only going to take a d6 non-lethal.
That's not so bad.
You take 2 damage as you hit the floor. You know, you land in the Iron Man pose, but you bump your knee really hard.
Let me move. Let's go. Probably. He probably lands on the. She's over the teleporter, isn't she?
Oh,
he lands on the teleporter.
He does, which ends his turn as that teleporter. Oh, hold on. Let me just reference these teleporters.
Oh no.
Which one was which? I think that's the one you came in on, isn't it?
Oh man.
I think it was the west one, but you can check. I'm biased.
I think we did put it on the west one, and I think the right one sends you up to the top.
Adjacent to its coupled circle. It is indeed. Lasco is now back in the hallway.
Huh.
He curses.
He vanishes. He vanishes as he lands on the teleportation circle, and it is Ogden's turn.
Hiya. Ogden is going to probably take something resembling a full defense. I don't know, because I mean, he doesn't know where this lady is. This gray. We determined that she is female.
Yes. We tracked down. We looked at all the grays we had. Grays do in fact have gender, and this one is female.
Yes. So Ogden is probably going, because he can't see her. He can't see the Space Wizard Witch Warper thing. And so Ogden's probably just going to, let's see, he'll shoot himself with a Mark II Serum of Healing, because he's got the actions for it. And then he'll
retreat.
I guess. I
mean,
spells
have to run out sometime.
I could. That's kind of a funny thought. We could all teleport back into the other hallway and then come back like 30 seconds later. So I think Ogden, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense for Ogden to bamf out of the room, though. So he'll shoot himself with a Mark II Serum of Healing, which he definitely has loaded in the one pistol as opposed to the other pistol. Yeah, the tail pistol. You know the one.
I do.
And then Does being prone give you a bonus to reflex saves?
I don't think so.
Don't believe so.
Okay, then he will just. You know what? No. Move action. He'll load a few more healing serums into his pistol if he has them in his inventory. And I end my turn.
All right. Prone does not give you a bonus reflex saves. It has been confirmed.
Fair enough.
Adelaide.
Adelaide will walk over to the edge of the that platform. Thank you, and look over to see what became of her employer. He's gone.
He's gone.
Well, we'll solve that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Gentlemen, the witch warper is there and points, and is also. I don't suppose anybody's still carrying a fire extinguisher. No?
Ogden shakes his head.
I do everything.
Summon a flame fire extinguisher. Wait, hold on. Is that an item that we could draw out of a utility belt?
You know, I think
You can draw items out of your utility belt. What was that item for invisibility, Tom?
What?
Weren't you saying something about an item for
Fire
invisibility?
extinguisher.
I mean, we've used the fire extinguisher in the past.
We have used the fire extinguisher in the past.
summon foam.
Hold on. Who has a utility belt?
Oh, we
You
do.
all
If
have
the audience
utility
spends 5,000 Twitch points.
If we spend 5,000.
Oh, we
Well, this is one that you guys can buy yourself too.
Yeah, we had a whole discussion on this at some point.
Yeah. Can't buy yourself rerolls and things, but you can buy yourself very expensive utility belts.
Yeah, I mean, if Adelaide wants to spend, I guess, I don't know if I want Lasco to have it because he needs his standards for the Biton. But if Adelaide wanted to spend 5,000 to get the fire extinguisher, that might make sense.
Ghost's eliminating fusion would help this. The only problem with a fusion is they don't have time to install it.
Oh yeah,
They
he's
have
just talking more in general. His mechanic in my Dead Sons game had a limiting fusion since like level 5 or something. It came in handy knowing Dead Sons. If you know Dead Sons, that comes in handy.
So,
What with the displacement?
ironically, I only have 4.7k.
Oh, because you don't.
Aerosol spray.
That's right,
Thank you,
aerosol spray.
Ninja. That's what you want.
Sorry, I was saying that. I guess I was muted.
Yes, you were.
I'm afraid so. Well, I've got do I have plasmic snare?
You're cutting out a little bit, Liz.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Ectoplasmic snare.
All right.
Where did I put that? It's somewhere along here. There it is. Wow. Oh,
13 is gonna miss.
Oh, it was a natural 2.
Toot.
Natural toot.
Toot toot.
There, I'll give you guys an aerosol spray.
Yeah, well, I was looking it up. Aerosol spray only covers one square, though, so she could just move out of it, right?
I mean, what were
I
you going to do with
suppose-
a fire extinguisher?
I was going to cover her in foam.
I think foam will stick to her is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was sort of now fire extinguishers do not actually do this thing, guys.
Yeah.
This is the thing Seth let us do because
I was
we had
gonna say,
no way to deal
One
with
of
invisibility.
one of those house rules that I thought was a rule.
Yeah, no. You can't actually outline things with fire extinguishers.
Well, let's just say that I was making a callback, and everyone's like, no, and leave it there.
But I have used my
Okay.
stream points to give y'all a Bumfuzzles belt. to grab an aerosol spray for the low price of 80 credits, should y'all desire.
Yeah, I guess. Does Adelaide want to do that? Or do
No. I mean,
Adelaide
I already cast her
cast it.
spell. Yeah.
you? Okay.
It's a standard action to spray the aerosol.
Womp womp.
So that was a move in a standard. Iris.
Yes. So correct me if I'm wrong, but she's at the top of the ceiling, right?
She is 20 feet up.
Okay.
She is currently on level with that platform, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Iris is just going to continue firing wildly with the Corona laser pistol.
You don't want to use the aerosol spray?
It can only be used
You have to be
on
adjacent.
a creature or
Yeah, but you can
square.
get up to the top level. And
I
she's
cannot see her, so I don't know how I'm going to.
Adelaide pointed.
She
Adelaide did
flies.
point.
She's just going to go right back up to the ceiling when I get up there next turn. I can
Yeah,
keep
because-
doing this, guys.
Yeah. For a leaf to get up there right now, they would have to go through the portal, which would end their turn, remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Iris has
10
no
feet
counter.
above the balcony. The balcony is only 10 feet up.
Yeah, I think we have to
Oh,
suffer
I-
through this invisibility right now.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's
So
anything
there's-
that we can do.
So there's my full attack. 16 and 18 would miss on a good day, so that would be Iris's turn. Firing wildly.
Yep.
into the-
Iris fires wildly into the air. This overseer is indeed still invisible.
So rude.
So rude. What was I casting? I think I were to do another explosive blast.
Lesko hears a boom from
There
across.
is a boom downstairs in that 20-foot burst. I need reflex saves from the
Nope.
boys on the floor.
Natural 3.
People on the floor. Oh, that's not good. I think, let's see, 21 extra DC. 21 is not going to make it. You're both going to take 29 damage.
And this is fire, though. I have a thermal capacitor,
It is indeed fire damage, yes.
which is lucky.
How much damage?
29.
Iris is going to spend a resolve point to re-roll that. I don't think they've done that this fight. That's worse.
Oh.
Ooh.
29 fire damage holds. As the reroll does not give you enough.
Hold up. How close would they be if that had hit? I have a new spell called Modify Outcome, which basically gives like a reroll.
Don't worry about it. I'm not like that bad at
Okay.
my abilities that I constantly forget about.
Takes a little bit of a shift away from the edge, still invisibly. Top of round 9. Glasgow.
Lesko will sigh heavily and step back into the teleporter. This ends his turn.
Yes. Let me put you back in the room. Roll me a d8 to see where you land.
Gets on the elevator.
6.
On a 6. You're here. There we go. All right, that's Lasco's turn. Ogden.
Ogden shoots himself with another healing serum. This time, let's go with the Mark III, because all of that healing serum plus my new stamina is gone. So this is 5d8. Oh, look, only 6 better than the last healing serum I rolled, which was a Mark II.
22 is not bad. You got 2 seconds.
I reload. I reload another healing serum Mark III into my pistol and end my turn.
Okay. Adelaide?
Does anyone remember what these icons are next to my character? I don't know what the 4 is for. I mean,
I don't remember either.
because that's not what I usually use for mirror image. Usually I use the little ninja. But
It might be, though.
See invisibility?
nah. Oh well. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast Ray of Exhaustion.
Okay.
Although it's generally better against, melee people. It's the best I can do, guys.
What effect will it have on her?
She would be exhausted and would not be able to take as many actions.
Exhausted is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, let's see if I hit. Oh!
Yeah, that's not high enough.
I'm gonna spend a resolve point for modify outcome. Wait.
Okay.
Let's get that onto the board so we can see it. All right. Oh wait, no, this might be ally only. Like this might be I can.
When
do
an
it for other
ally
people.
within range.
Pronk. Oh, rude. Okay, I lose my turn on my spell. Bye, level 3 spell.
You do still have a move action if you want it.
I mean, I don't want to be down there with the plebs. They're gonna get flamed. And
yeah, it sucks down here. Can confirm.
In fact, I think I'm gonna move back here. Yeah.
Smells like grease.
Iris. Fires wildly.
Same thing again. Yeah, this battery ain't going nowhere. I can do this all day. Oh, hey.
So that's 2 30s. Those are both good enough to hit. Okay, for the first one. Give me a D100 for invisibility.
Oh, God.
I hate to do this to myself, but should we also roll to make sure I hit the right square?
Oh, no, that's for... Like, Adelaide can point at the square, presumably.
Yeah, she also points towards squares.
Okay.
Adelaide's calling out directions. That's why you have a mischance. That's good enough for invisibility. Roll me one for displacement.
There's displacement.
That's good enough for displacement. Roll me one for phase. That's good enough for phase. 9 fire damage.
What are the odds?
All right, now we do the whole thing again. Invisibility. 84 is good enough. Displacement. 83 is good enough. Phase.
Wow.
73 is good enough.
100 rolls.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
So it's 13 fire damage.
60.
Don't worry, guys.
50.
I've used up all of my luck for the rest of the series.
Forever.
With those rolls.
Oh no. Until the end of time.
Good Lord.
No more luck.
I just made the 5% mark twice. I feel so special today.
Yeah, dang.
Leif
operating in the top 5 percentile of all rollers.
That's just how I am always. Ask my parents. Oh my God.
All right. Let's have reflex saves from everybody on the floor again.
Again, this is why I don't want to go down on that floor.
Yeah, it sucks down here. Can confirm.
That one.
Hey, the same thing I got last time.
Everybody takes 33 damage.
21 fails.
21 fails.
Failed last time, friend.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
And what's the damage type?
Fire. 33 fire damage as a battery lands in the middle of the floor and explodes.
That sucks.
Where is she getting all these pronking batteries?
I don't know. An AP probably gave it to her.
Yeah. And this is the top of round 10.
APs don't give credits, they give batteries. So true.
That's a very
Lasco
good point, though.
Lasco grinds his teeth and begins the steady climb back up the wall. QQ, this blue aura, what is it again, and how high up does it go?
Cosmic Eddy.
Okay. Is it still up?
Oh yeah, it came up after the after invisibility, so it'll be there for at least a round after.
That's
Oh,
an
that's
issue,
right. I forgot
actually.
about Cosmic Eddy.
That's
forgot
exactly
you
why
had
I
that.
had to make a save.
haven't moved. Lasco, I don't know if Lasco had to make a save teleporting into it.
No, not teleporting in. And he was above it before, and neither of you have moved. So
I think it says when you enter. I don't think it cares about whether you teleport or not.
But I already entered it. I thought
Well, you
I
guys
was
figured
done.
this out.
yeah, you did re-enter.
The spell text specifically states
If a creature
you
leaves
don't
the
have to
area and then
save more than one.
returns, it's subject to the
Yeah.
damage and other effects described above again.
I'm
You
glad.
can't attempt another reflex saving throw, so give me a reflex saving throw for coming back into that eddy.
Will do. 26.
26 is good enough.
Yay.
Enough.
No, I won't.
Oh yeah, you're an operative. Never mind. You're fine.
I braced myself for
Uh,
the teleporter and I ducked Eddie's punch.
You're not knocked
Cosmic
prone, but you're
Edwardian
still
almost.
reduced half speed.
Yeah. All right. So my climb speed is 50. That's 10 squares. So I'm thinking over here, that costs 2, and then up. I can probably get to level with her, right? Because she's kind of near the wall now.
Yeah, she's at 20 feet, and
Right.
you have half your movement would be 25 feet. So
Yeah, I get up there, and while she's distracted throwing more fireballs, I punch her. Aha! You thought I'd teleported away, and I did, but now it's now.
Drunk. There's no operative here. Oh no. Oh, you tricked again. Rude. But a 21 is not enough to hit.
Even flat-footed?
flat-footed.
Oh,
No. It's not good enough.
sad.
All right. Ogden,
Anybody have an idea as to what Ogden's going to do this round?
heal again.
More drugs.
Someone?
More drugs. He's
drugs.
going to have so many needle marks. But this time, he's not going to shoot himself with one. He's going to make a full attack on himself because he can do that without having to roll. So Ogden is going to shoot himself with 2 healing serums. Good thing we've been saving healing serums for the past 5 books.
Tank Ogden.
Tank Ogden is tanky. Not that he's doing a good job of tanking because the fireball hits everybody.
I was going to say, yeah. Tank nothing. We're all hit by the same AoE, right?
Yeah, you're missing some Vanguard abilities here, buddy.
Hey, that's my not brother, okay? All right, 1 healing serum Mark 3, and 1 healing serum Mark 2. For a total of 39 hit points back.
Nice. Okay.
That ends.
Meanwhile,
that's actually 3 more than I needed, so that's good.
ooh, shiny.
Turnover.
Meanwhile, upstairs, Adelaide.
All right. Adelaide remembered that she has what's the word? Infinite worlds and infinite worlds. So she took the ability where now she can make pockets of not infinite worlds in her infinite world. So basically, it's she can exclude places and make them not
Exclude.
a torrent of fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All right. So we're going to cast Infinite Worlds. Oops, just a moment. Sorry.
With 1 square that is just 1 world.
And
Different cardinalities of infinity.
so unfortunately, it is a reflex save, but she creates a burst of damage affecting everything in the area. The area is... Did they actually tell me what the area is?
There's a
Oh, no, wait, that's right. It's always... they have the rules somewhere up here. Affect a 10-foot radius spread. So,
Okay.
cool. Focused around the Witch Warper.
Leaving out Lasto Square. Yeah.
Lasco is surrounded by the sonic dimension.
Yeah, what do I want? Piercing? Honestly, I like piercing. I mean, it's very...
as long as she hasn't demonstrated tiara against it.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do I want it to be? A bunch of embroidery needles. Like, of all sorts of sizes and shape, like sizes, some are curved, where they just kind of like whirl around, just...
The yarn dimension, it's a deadly place.
Yeah, they're all trailing different ribbon, different snippets of embroidery floss. Deal.
All right. Anything,
Yeah. You go.
anything else?
No, I'm good.
Doesn't she have to make a reflex save?
Yeah, she just have to
Make
make
a reflex save.
Did it?
Did this thing.
Ah.
Technically, you don't know. She takes some damage.
Okay, cool.
I've spoiled you guys by telling you when they make their reflex saves. Iris.
Yeah, no, we're just it's not going to happen this time, but we're just going to try again.
I believe.
A 28 is high enough to hit. It's a roll for invisibility.
All right.
Actually, sorry, that...
All right. That'll do it. Roll for...
Okay, there we go. There's the end.
Bounces off the displacement. All right.
So actually, sorry, that piercing damage, it's 2d6 per level of spell expended, and that was a 4th level spell. So...
Oh, we gotta roll more d6s.
Yep. All right, so 3 more 2d6. Oh god. So 6d6?
Okay. Nice.
Hey.
That's much better damage than 7.
Right.
25 is much better than 7.
Much better.
I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll get this off.
Adelaide, you can see that the Overseer is now only in one place. A little bit more solid.
Uh-oh.
I conveyed
Just
this
a little
information.
bit more solid. The Overseer shifts away from Lasco and throws another battery on the floor. Reflex saves, Ogden and Iris.
Throw it on the ground.
Oh, that's 2 better. I got a 16 this time.
Ooh.
Iris made it!
Save.
Iris saved! Iris made the magic number. Full damage is 29. So Iris will take 14.
I will take 24 after my thermal capacitor.
Nice. Yes, that is still fire damage. Top around 11, Lasco.
Lasco makes the jump, but then remembers that he's tried this before and sees the teleporter way underneath her. But doesn't have a good plan B.
Do it.
He pulls a gun. This is going to be hard.
You have the type of climb where you don't need hands, yes?
I don't know what that means. I have a climb speed.
Does having a climb speed? I know that the Solarian's special ability says functions like spider climb, but you don't need your hands.
Yeah.
But I don't know if a climb speed needs your hands or not. Climb speed.
Typically, climb
hands?
speeds do need your hand.
Both?
There are augments that require
If you have
that obviate this.
You need 2 hands to climb, and then if you have a climb speed, you receive a +8 bonus to athletic checks to climb and don't need to make them except in hazardous circumstances. But I think, you still need both hands unless you have something that lets you not. So, if you shoot, you will fall.
That
You will
doesn't
not
sound
fall
good
into the
either.
teleporter. Falling is a free action.
I don't want to fall into the. I don't have a great idea.
I mean, from here you won't fall into the teleporter.
Yeah, well, I guess if I don't grab onto her, and I'll be 1 square to the east, but I will get Cosmic Idiot again, and I don't really like that. Ooh, I have an idea. What if I,
You could jump to that platform and then shoot her.
Yeah, that's the right move.
That's a DC 20 athletics check. Because
I don't have to jump. I can just.
I guess you could run. You could run along the wall.
Yeah, I just climb down there. Climb down there, and then as I'm falling down to the ground, pull a pistol, aim up, and shoot. And I unfortunately don't get blind sense because that's melee only. So I will have to roll all 3 D100s. Well, 2 now because she's no longer displaced. What are my buttons here? This button and this button.
That's a trick. Oh, come on, roll 20. Show me the attack. Oh, 19 is a miss anyway.
All right. End of turn.
All right, Ogden.
Does anybody else look like they need healing? Not really.
Your after the last attack, your little indicator, whatever you have, that's giving you readouts on a ping to that Iris had taken some damage, but it was only light damage.
Negligible amount.
Not worth healing just yet, because they're so cool, and we're able to dodge the fireball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in this little 20-foot cylinder that they've conveniently placed a wizard with 20-foot radius fireballs.
They just kind of backed into the wall and threw their shield in front of the blast.
Yeah, I mean that's legit.
Look, I still favor the leave the room and come back when all the spells are over plan.
Yeah, I mean she's got to lose her spells eventually.
That's the cop out. We're not going to step out and make them watch us check our watches for half a combat.
No, we just do a Star Wars wipe and then we come back. Anyway. 3d8 of healing for Ogden, and then he reloads his pistol again, because this is pretty much what he can do this fight.
You're keeping us together, literally.
I'm keeping myself together.
Staying alive.
I haven't shot anybody else yet.
Yep.
All right. Adelaide.
Staying alive.
Okay, we can spend a second level spell for some quick. No, this is all awful. This is all awful.
Yep.
Damage. Fine. We're just going to spend it all. Spend it all. 4th level spell, Infinite Worlds.
A lot of world.
And that's 26 damage.
This is an AoE. Reflex save.
I want more needles. No, it's tiny little swordfishes.
Oh.
Tiny. They're like the size of Swedish fish.
Do they taste like
that overseer does not look good to you, Adelaide.
Swedish swordfish.
That's the only one who can see.
It's got ropes, I think.
Would you like your move action?
Nope, I feed it to Harold.
All right, Iris.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing that.
Do it.
Ooh, the 13 won't hit.
Not crits.
Well,
a 29 will hit though. Roll me the 50-50 for invisibility. A miss. All right. This wizard is gonna drop one last battery on the floor. Any reflex saves from Iris and Ogden?
Whoa!
She just hates those two.
Ogden made it. Iris did not. 28 is the full damage. It is fire damage. Iris is going to take the 28. Ogden's going to take 14. And then here's going to move over here and come down to the floor.
Oh, that's nice.
As we hit the top of round 12.
This.
Oh, and becomes visible, I might add.
Hey!
Oh, awesome.
Oh, no, not yet. This round. This next round. That was flight running out. Flight ran out.
Spoilers.
Sorry. Invisibility runs out next. Flight was before. But it is Lasco's turn. Still invisible.
Not seeing, smelling her on the ground again. Lasco will pause momentarily and say, are you planning to continue this?
You really think Greys are gonna have conversations with?
All right. Lasco will tear her throat.
You've learned nothing about Greys.
Lasco holds out hope. This one's dressed differently, right? Lasco will. Can I holster my pistol as I move?
Sure.
Cool. Lasco will holster the pistol as he moves up to where he smells her and go for the throat.
I can smell you.
I can smell you.
Not creepy at all. Drake. Oh, that's close. Hold on. 24 flat, but it will hit.
Nice. I roll some D100s.
Yes.
Okay, so first invisibility, which I roll twice and take the higher. Oh, never mind.
No. Miss because of the invisibility. Drat.
I hate to see it, folks.
I do hate to see it.
So Ogden has just remembered something because not only does he have a bead on his allies because of his custom microlab and scanning them every day, but he also got where is it? It's the Synchronous Heart Magitech upgrade. And if anybody's familiar with the Synchronous Heart Magitech augment, it gives you blind sight life 30 feet.
Oh,
this means good. I've totally been able to see her if I was just close enough.
Oh no!
Yep. I suck. That's
that is
basically
very expensive. Wow, you spent a lot of credits for that and forgot you had it.
I spent a lot of credits for that, Simon. Yeah. No, it was 6,700 credits or something crazy.
Yep.
So Ogden is going to curse to himself. Remember, he has this. Remember, that was the weird sensation that he was getting because she was 20 feet above him. He could totally see her mechanically. Then shoot Iris with a we'll say a Mark II healing serum. So take 3d8, Iris. I'll let you roll it, and then step onto this portal heading upstairs.
Roll me a d8.
Yeah. Got a 5.
On a 5, you're going to land right next to her.
Oh, well, that's not where I wanted to be, but that's fine. And Ogden, as he like bamps through the portal, he like holds up a pistol to exactly where she is and says, "Time's running out."
All right, Adelaide.
Adelaide will cast another infinite world, excluding the squares where her allies are.
Okay.
For damage each round equal to the level of the spell slot, which is a 2.
Okay.
Fort save 19.
Now this does. Okay, this one isn't in a radius too. Okay. Each round. Okay, so go ahead and so it's 2 now. It'll be 2 on your next turn. Do you want to move action?
No. What kind of damage do I want this to be? Little porcupines, like, pop up from the floor and shoot their quills.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, porcupines can't actually shoot their quills.
They can in the
Someone's
porcupine
can.
dimension.
These ones can.
There are alternate dimension porcupines. So.
Yeah.
Pressurized porcupine dimension. Got it.
Yes. Iris.
A truly horrifying dimension.
Look, they could be popping.
I imagine that someone upstairs who can see the gray has called out that the gray is now on the floor. You can probably also gather it by, looking up through this glass floor where Ogden and Lasco are hanging out.
Is Cosmic Edward gone, or did we just forget to make Ogden roll saves to move?
Oh, yes. Ogden moved through Cosmic Edward.
No, you don't have to. You don't save. You only save when you enter it, not when you enter a square with it.
No. When you move through Cosmic Eddy, you have to make a save or fall prone.
A creature that
This is why I have been standing still for the entirety of this fight today.
No, it's only if a creature leaves the area and then returns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flying creatures have to attempt acrobatics checks to fly. But
So there's a cosmic whirlwind around me and that I can walk through just fine. But if
only the edge is dangerous.
The edges are dangerous, yes. If you leave it and come back, then you have to make the saves again.
That's
reduced
not how I understood this spell
we are
to
reduced
work.
to half speed.
Inception.
You are reduced to half speed, yes. It's not that
But
you
I
can't
only
move.
move 10 feet.
Yeah, you're reduced to half speed.
Okay. Well, then Iris, without issue, steps into this and goes to the next floor.
Yay!
That does end your turn. Roll me a d8 for where you land.
You go.
6 is going to put you right next to Ogden. Right there, very conveniently. All right. The Overseer does not like this spot. Is invisible for about 6 more seconds. Runs away a little bit. No. Mutually assured destruction. Throws the battery in the middle of the room. Everybody make a
I thought you said one last battery last round. I called
one last battery.
It's got to be done. Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, I mean, that's very in keeping with them.
Yeah.
Well, we all saved so far. Adelaide needs to make her reflex save. Oh, she did not.
No.
Full damage is 32, which means half damage is 16. The gray becomes visible as she falls to the floor, dead.
Does her head explode?
No.
Interesting. That's unusual. Oh.
Had to try and kill you all on her way out.
I'm so angry at myself for forgetting the freaking blind sight.
Especially because you had 2 weeks to remember.
I did. I was just too busy kvetching about invisibility on top of everything else.
To remember that
you had
I had something for invisibility.
Yeah.
I did build my character against invisibility for this reason because I hate invisibility so much, and I was so caught up in how much I hate invisibility that I forgot my method.
That you
how
solved
ironic.
this problem.
How ironic.
No.
Yeah.
So searching her body, you do you find some good stuff. She's wearing gray overseer's robes that function as a platinum Abadar Corp travel suit, which is pretty sweet. Globe binding blaster, which is special to this, not this book, Flight of the Sleepers. It's book 2. So I imagine it's in Nethys by now. With 2 high-capacity batteries, a gyro stabilizer chip, a data pad, with a bunch of good stuff on it. We'll have to do the math on how much that is worth. But more pressing, all these flashing lights on the console, warning of the imminent self-destruction of this observation station.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh,
Lasco will try to turn that off.
that's not good.
Do you speak Eklo?
I do not speak Akla.
I bet
Can't even
Ogden
read
does.
the commands on the terminals, but based on the number of lights flashing and just a basic knowledge of computers and engineering, you don't think you can turn this off. You're pretty sure that there's not a lot you could do about this gray self-destruct sequence.
Ogden speaks Aklo. That's like one of the first languages on his sheet.
And you have computers? You know you can't turn it off.
I do. Oh, well.
For sure.
I feel better now.
Oh, right, everyone out.
Is there any data on it that we can recover before it explodes? Like, how much time do we have?
You have that data pad that you can grab and take with you.
Oh, okay. But we don't think that we have enough time to grab stuff from the terminal and also get out.
Right.
All right.
Everyone's
Well,
Through the
pad you pick up.
teleporter.
Data you have to download.
So you flee from the gray base just in time. Make it back to your ship and verify your key. Just in time to see the entire station, or the observation station on the bottom of Lower Ray, detach from the underside and explode, becoming completely out of phase with the material plane as it plummets into Bertha's atmosphere.
It's nice it didn't take the rest of us with it.
Yeah, very polite.
In the gas giant's atmosphere. It's a good thing you left. You probably would have been obliterated had you stayed.
But there's so many unexplored rooms in that dungeon.
Yeah.
There were. And I would have let you stay to explore them, but I figured you guys would, you wouldn't be able to stay to explore them. You would be able to defeat some of the other baddies that you didn't encounter. But I think we're ready to move on to book 6.
I think that was a very efficient way to kill them all.
And you killed
you know what?
And you did.
Killed the boss?
Yeah.
That's the most effective cutting off the head of the snake I've ever seen,
It's
actually.
true, yeah.
And then the rest of the body exploded.
If only that happened with real snakes.
If only. But
Nice.
back,
I've seen some very cute TikToks of snakes drinking water. Sorry, go on.
but
I'm not advocating for killing snakes. Go on.
Don't kill snakes. Snakes are good. Snakes are friends. Getting back to Laure, you're gonna have to take some time to. You got this the gyro stabilizer chip that the witch warper had is the piece that was taken from your ship.
Thank goodness.
So you can now repair your starship and check in with Verifier Key, who is now on your side and believes that you are telling the truth. Verifier Key thanks you for ensuring they weren't infested and volunteers to speak to the stewards of the media on your behalf. He already passed your story along to Confluence in the hopes that it will help clear your names. And they're scheduled to be picked up by an official Berthaden government transport shortly, so they won't be leaving with you. You do have some time now to look into this data pad.
And get my spells back.
Oh, I gave you a hint. I made a handout of the loot.
Nice.
There's your loot.
Oh, thank you.
As always, Laska will futilely try to expunge all of our duty towards saving the galaxy. He will point out to Key, if you believe that this threat is real, can you mobilize any of the Berthaden forces to address it, or the stewards, or anyone?
As I said, I've spoken with Confluence and I will do everything I can to help clear your name. I'm not sure what else you want me to do.
Save the galaxy from being converted by the Dyskepsians?
Task force, or at least a committee.
I believe we've cut off the Dyskepsian threat for the time being.
Wait, do we believe that?
I mean, you don't see why not. You got the guy Da Vinci. You killed him
Oh.
last time. Upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We did that. It was in the middle of the dungeon, so I sort of didn't register.
In the middle? It was it was in the middle of it was the second part of the book. When you guys got here and you rescued Verifier Key, you took out Navinci and the infected Barathus here. You dealt with everything at Diorama. You haven't found any leads that suggest the Dyskepsians had any other agents. So.
Oh, mission accomplished, guys. We got it. Like
now we just need to double back to the Greys.
There were Greys under the base.
I bet. Yeah, there were Greys under the base, and I bet this data pad is going to have something that shows us that our mission is not quite accomplished yet. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, but like at least there's time for us to have like a celebratory dinner in the ship, right? Like in book 2 or 3, we found the galaxy takeover plan, and we tried to convince people to take us seriously, and no one tried to fix it. So we decided to just man up and solve the problem, and we did it, and we won, and there's no more Dyskepsians as far as we know.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Greys are still out there, and they probably want us back for some reason. But that's an us problem. We have saved the galaxy. As far as we know.
Yes. You've saved. You have, as far as you know, you've stopped the Dyskepsian threat. It certainly seems that way. You do have this data log from that strange gray base on the bottom of Lower Ray that is exploded now.
Yeah, so
Confluence is, but now Confluence is on your side.
Yeah,
because you saved Confluence.
And that's powerful.
Yeah, and you do have the stewards on your side. They believe you. But there was, last you checked, still a bounty on your heads. The stewards cannot stop people from putting bounties on your heads.
Oh, yeah, well, that's just Starfinder Universe, you know?
The destruction of property. And being terrorists.
That's fine, that's fine.
But the stewards don't think you're terrorists. Just the companies that you attack.
Well, that's happy.
So.
All right, well, maybe we have this party. Key is invited, and he ends up being really good at they are invited and end up being really good at karaoke. And then maybe at the end we'll actually think to look at this data pad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can
we'll come up to
he will stay around just long enough to have dinner and do some karaoke with you.
All right.
But they do have official duties to get back to. And they're trying, and they really want to get back so that they can work on clearing your name.
First karaoke.
First karaoke. And then a data pad, which is locked.
Go to the data pad. Ogden goes up to Lasco and says, all right, that was a great rendition of Space Carry On, My Wayward Son. But now... perhaps,
Carry On, My Spaceward Son.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah,
you got me. Now we should probably look into this data pad, though.
Yeah, probably. What is your computer's check? Mine is a 21.
You have me beat by about 3.
All right, why don't you assist me while we try to hack into this data pad?
I will automatically do so. Man, I should have taken that 1 feat at this level.
39.
That gives me a
+2 is a 41.
Oh, nice. So you do manage to get into the data pad without too much trouble. The largest collection of files is in a folder marked Project Lauere Background. The reports within date back to 290 AG and detail the Grey's first suspicions about unknown agents on the Zephyric science platform. After several months of observations, Grey operatives learned about the fungal infestation of the Wise Council, naming it as Dyskepsian influence. The records go on to explain the eventual accidental creation of the Brethaden blight. Oh, I was described in the adventure background. I'm sorry. I missed that. The accidental creation of the Brethaden blight and the construction of Lauere and the deployment of the observation station Zephyric, the one that you just blew up, shortly before any patients were transferred to the hospice. The final memo notes Gyra's appointment as overseer of the facility. As described in the adventure background, let me just tell you, rather than going and looking it up or putting it in this handout.
Yeah.
Basically, The Zephyric science platform was a Berthaden science platform, was under observation by the Greys when the Dyskepsians sort of took over. And in an effort to root out the Dyskepsians, they accidentally created the Berthaden Blight. They ended up launching everyone on that they ended up spacing everybody on that platform. And now you know the truth about what happened at the Zephyric science platform.
Sorry, I'm still not following. First of all, is the Zephyric science platform the place where we just were?
No.
Yeah.
You've heard about the Zephyric science platform a few times over the course of the AP and never once asked for more information about it.
More information, please.
Hey, can we have more information about that?
Yes, you can. I've been waiting for you guys to ask about the Zephyric science platform.
Google it. Oh, the Zephyric science platform is where all of the Greys and all of the Dyskepsians keep all of their information. It is publicly available, but no one ever goes there for some reason.
So you guys know everything on this handout at this point. Over 30 years ago, the Dyskepsians infected the Zephyric science platform and over it around Nechok. Zephyric science platform was decompressed in a hard vacuum. The Greys did it, killing thousands of infected and innocent staff alike before the Dyskepsians could crash the platform and infest the populated moon. No evidence of who initiated this response has ever been recovered until now. Zephyric was forced to sell much of its lab equipment on the secondhand market. A scrappy startup called Gamut Bio purchased several pieces.
Okay. So the Dyskepsians didn't start the plague as like part of their investigation.
No, the Greys did.
We assumed. The Greys did accidentally.
The Greys created the Berthaden Blight to try to destroy the Dyskepsians without destroying Zephyric science platform. But it didn't work. And so they decompressed the platform instead.
They spaced the entire platform, yeah. And then those pieces went. The Zephyric was forced to sell much of its lab equipment. Gamut Bio picked up a few pieces. Maybe there were some latent Dyskepsian traces in those pieces, along with knowledge of the Berthaden Blight, which then Gamut Bio took advantage of to create a cure.
Well, at that time, Gamut Bio wasn't Dyskepsians, right? But when they grabbed those pieces, they got in and started like working with them. They got infected with the Dyskepsians, and then suddenly Gamut Bio became the Dyskepsian company.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
And that's why you
shouldn't buy secondhand office equipment, I guess. Lab equipment.
Or bring in couches from the street.
Yeah. You get Dyskepsians. This is how you get brain fungus, friends.
You want brain fungus? Because this is how we get brain fungus.
Okay.
You also, in the comm logs, find messages from Absalom Station regarding your escape during the attack on Outpost Omnicron, way back in Book 1.
Okay. So
the Great standing orders are to observe and record the experiment's actions should they come within the purview of any current Grey post. They are not to be recaptured unless unusual circumstances dictate otherwise. These messages come from someone called Mysteriarch Zaxo and include dossiers on each of you. Each profile is accompanied by a picture and a brief biography, including a photo of an individual who appears to be Lasco, who is a member of the Pact Council named Aram. This record is marked for replacement of reptoid agent. The final outgoing message is from Overseer Jairu to Mysteriarch Zaxo, explaining the situation on Lauray and her intent to reabduct you in the wake of the ambush perpetrated by the Dyskepsian menace. Jairu wants to know why and how the experiments became entangled with the Dyskepsians and plans to scour your minds for the information. She assures Zaxo that the memory expungement protocols will be followed for the hospital staff and patients, since the abduction will likely be, unfortunately, chaotic.
It was that, yeah.
It was indeed.
Why can't they just ask us for this information? We would tell them. It was bad luck. I think.
I don't think the Greys are...
established that the Greys don't really think of you as people.
Well, yeah.
They're not really into consent.
See, I was kind of hoping that the Greys had, created us to fight the Dyskepsians or something.
Yeah, no.
But nope, it's just a fluke. I think it's interesting though that it sounds like Lasco's original. Yeah, Lasco's original. It has been replaced by a reptoid, or perhaps
Is
always
marked for replacement. Marked for replacement, which is very interesting.
For replacement of reptoid agent. So he was already replaced by a reptoid, and then they'd like to replace the reptoid that replaced the real Yasoki.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right.
So it
That
does
makes
not appear
sense.
they built
Even
you
though-
to fight the Dyskepsians, but to infiltrate the reptoids.
Is my
Which is
original
interesting,
also a
though.
reptoid?
Dunno.
I'm pretty
think they're
sure
nice and
reptoids
bland.
can't change their shape into small creatures.
Maybe there's a
I'm
small
pretty sure
reptoid. That
That's
doesn't sound that
mechanically
hard to
not
me.
a thing, but
They
that's
I mean, they
that's
have they put in this AP, they put rules for making reptoids with other races,
okay.
including include like the
Like the
Kasatha reptoid that
Kasatha.
you met.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Yep.
The requisite forearms. So yeah.
Sure.
So
Okay, so they plan on. They wanted you, Lasco, to replace your body double, who has already been replaced by the reptoids.
That appears to be the case.
folds upon folds.
So that
like
then,
3 of them or something.
yeah.
So-
So there's a reptoid in the looks up, who Aram is, Lasco's body double. Where does Aram work? What's his job?
Aram is on the Pact Council.
Wow.
As that handout said.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Is that a place?
The Pact Council is sort of the governing body of the Pact worlds. Aram is the sort of the representative from Absalom Station.
You're like a senator.
That's huge. Yeah, more. Yeah, I mean,
More
like a
like
world
you're
leader.
in the UN.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're the representative from a country, which is that's crazy.
Well, Aram is.
I don't know if
Well,
Aram works with Gevalarsk Nor.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost.
They probably know each other.
in Twitch. Yeah.
You'll probably find out very soon when you head to Absalom Station.
Yeah, that does seem to be the most natural next step. Obviously, we would try to loop in the stewards and confluence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Confluence.
absolutely. You can for sure do that.
We have
You
evidence.
can
of
reach
the
out to
reptoid.
Vorsen and Effecta. They'll remind you that you are still wanted criminals, but Effecta gives you a steward's approved docking code that'll get you through traffic control without scrutiny, and tells you to meet them at an address in the ring neighborhood of Drifter's End to plan your next move. Vorsen says they'll be speaking with Director General Lynn Camelan to earn his support. In the meantime, he advises you to keep low profile.
So, to be clear, so I know how much of a low profile we need to keep. We're cool with the stewards, but there's also simultaneously a bounty on our heads, not from the stewards.
Yeah. He tells you that this there's a new bounty on your heads.
New? How new?
He hasn't been able to poke into it just yet, but he'll look into it. He doesn't know who placed the bounty, but there is another bounty on your head, so you have to watch out for bounty hunters. But the stewards aren't going to arrest you.
Right, and what about Absalom Station's authorities? Right, would they try to arrest us?
Well, Effecta says that's what the steward's docking code is for. I've got you a nice, quiet docking bay. No one should give you any trouble.
I'm just trying to understand who we need to watch out for. Is it just bounty hunters, or does the entire station government have an interest in bringing us in?
just bounty hunters, I would imagine. The stewards provide most of the security, public security out here on Absalom Station. So,
All right.
and no one who's private is going to care much about you if you're not causing trouble.
I understand. We appreciate your docking codes. What is the plan here? Are we trying to... Aram is if Aram is a reptoid...
It occurs to me we're talking like this is in real time, but
it's
really,
super not.
it would
because
have
of
to...
drift communications.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
It does
Yeah.
take 1d6 days for every message you send.
But it also
So,
takes that many
meaning
days to get back to Absalom Station.
Yes.
Yeah, but
we
that's
can't
still
really-
just one exchange. Yeah.
Yeah.
So rather than asking what the plan is, you might want to just go meet them and make
Yeah.
plans.
Yes, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So they say that they'll meet us on Absalom, and...
Yeah, they give you an address, like I said, for in the Ring neighborhood of Drifter's End.
Just really used to being able to talk on a phone.
Right? No, you can't talk on a phone in space.
Talk
You're
on
too far
phones in
away.
space.
Ghost has just brought something up in Twitch chat that I really want to address real quick. We don't even have to discuss it much, but there is a canon, like in the Starfinder universe, appearance of a reptoid on Absalom Station as early as Starfinder Society
105.
scenario 105. Yeah.
I'm not
Nick-
making.
Nick has given me all the confirmation that I need to know that this is. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's too late.
Somebody roll drift travel.
All right. So D6.
I think you should let the pilot roll that.
Oh, you're right. I'm not the pilot.
Uh-oh.
I always forget.
You're
It's
not
'cause he's
pilot
usually the
anymore.
Pilot.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the.
Iris
wow.
gets you
I'm the
guys
best
back to
pilot.
Absalom
Good
Station
rolls. Good rolls.
one
Heck yeah.
day.
Iris
You guys are welcome.
Iris sits down in the pilot's chair, which encompasses them like an egg again. And they're just like, they don't come back out for the entirety of the trip. They're just like so heckin' done with all of this nonsense.
Yikes.
So done.
You guys can feel the ship like lurching and making sudden changes in course corrections and the like.
Like, oh, but at least we're making good time.
And if anybody like tries to like, knock on the egg or converse with them via like the telepathic circlet, all you get is just like latent grumbling and frustrations. That's like a sense of frustration.
Lasco sipping scotch while waiting for this. So the ship lurches and it spills over, and he frowns, stares off in the direction of the cockpit, and then puts a saucer underneath the glass.
Ogden is busy in the medical lab replacing his legs, because we probably have the materials for me to do this at this point. I just happened to look at our party loot, and we have a lot of money, and so Ogden just
Oh, wow.
cursory wants to replace his legs with probably minimal speed suspension. I don't need 50 feet of movement. 40 is probably fine for a biohacker.
It has been
only
a
takes
hot
4
minute since you guys have been back to anywhere with shops.
Yeah, we should do a shopping thing. Sorry,
I'm
this will
thinking
take some
probably
time.
after this
Yep.
episode.
Yeah.
Or-
I don't think we
yeah.
want to take time.
Between episodes, you guys can take some time on break if you want to. But yes, you're gonna be in Absalom Station for a while. You're gonna have plenty of opportunities to go shopping.
Adelaide flips through a catalog.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
She can't do online shopping, of course, because we're in the drift, but you can download a catalog.
Yeah, exactly.
Catalog. I imagine, in the Pact worlds, catalogs have somewhat made a comeback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can disseminate a catalog, and then that works a lot better when you have to send the messages long distance. Catalog ordering is like the way to go. Yeah, anything you wanted to order from a company off planet, you probably order from a catalog. Weird. All right, so you guys make it to Absalom Station.
Starbucks.
And like Affecta promised, your landing is straightforward. There's only a couple of rather bored looking guards, in this part of the docks.
That's how I like them.
There's your steward's approved docking code means that traffic control doesn't give you any trouble. They just sort of hand wave you when they see the steward's code,
Uh-huh.
And you're able to, head on your way. Who checks the news when they get back to Absalom Station?
Oh, Lasco checks it very quickly.
Oh, good.
Ogden will as well.
Gotta catch up on his cereals.
Because you promptly see your face.
Hmm.
But it's not your face, is it?
No, it's Aram's face. Oshunta reporter leans over and gives a lively grin. So do you have anything to say about your body double rampaging around Gamut Bio and Lao Array?
Oh dear.
Aram gives a practiced laugh in response. Oh, Lao Array now. I clearly get around. Absolutely. Let me show some of the exclusive new footage we just received. She gestures off screen. The promised footage rolls showing a fight within the hospice and has been carefully edited to make it look like a professional attack on the site. Aram laughs again. Good thing I haven't left the station or citizens would think I'd taken up a life of crime. The reporter turns the camera with a smile. We like to remind everyone that despite the sizable bounty on these criminals' heads, you shouldn't try and haul in Counselor Aram. And, she adds, tapping a datapad on the table, we have a statement from the Brethaden entity of Confluence saying the footage from the hospice is fake, so maybe it was a smear all along. Well, I have no reason to think that Confluence would lie about something like that, and I trust my political opponents could have done better than those God's awful disguises. Aram chuckles as the interviewer signs off.
I would never wear a suit that cut.
Well,
Do we believe that the Greys released this?
I suppose it's
You don't know where
possible.
it came from.
To what end? What do they gain from that?
Indeed, it would probably be counter their goals to let people know that Aram has a double if they wanted to replace him with you.
That's true.
So,
I'm not sure how it has the incentive here. Let's meet with Vex, Vesker, the bug
Vorsen?
guy who we like. Vorsen. That's what it is.
Yeah, you can easily catch a tram to Drifter's End, where the address he gave you is.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Absalom Station. There's trams everywhere. We got that classic Mass Effect elevator music going as you wait for the tram. Give me
There's
a
actually-
perception.
Oh, I'll give a perception as I explain. Sorry to interrupt. There's actually on Sirenscape an Absalom Station sound set, and it has a button for Drifter's End. So this is exciting.
Ooh,
Yeah, so we're at Drifter's End right now, friends.
my
We're
God.
making some
feel
callbacks.
transported.
We're bringing it all back around to Dead Suns at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Drifter's End is a little bit loud. Is it just me?
It is.
You can turn it down.
You can
I will turn it down.
No, I think it's good on stream.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I mean, it sounds good to me, but I can't hear it on stream. Stream audience, if it is loud, let us know, and Tom can turn it down a little bit.
or I can turn it down.
Oh, yes, actually, Simon can turn it down too.
Either of us can turn it down.
You can both do it. You both have the power. Anyway, you're waiting at the tram station. It's pretty deserted. Ogden, but the tram pulls up. Ogden, you notice the only other passenger boarding with you is a Sarkessian woman wearing flexible armor.
So we should get things
Sarkessians.
I can't actually notice
Now,
this.
You didn't
I don't
actually,
wanna
yeah,
be-
only Ogden.
I don't want to be spacist, but Sarkessians are usually not in packed space, and usually are found as bounty hunters. At least that seems to be the general thing. They're loners.
Yeah, so what do you do?
Based in
with
pack
this-
space.
With
They're
this
from
little
the
bit?
Oh yeah, no, they're from the diaspora, but they're not usually found. Maybe I'm extrapolating here, but I don't think they're usually found on like. They're uncommon, is what I'm trying to say.
They are indeed uncommon, yes. But yes, you notice her.
Okay.
She appears to be the only
I mean-
one getting on the tram. with you. What do you want to do with this knowledge?
I want to make a sense motive.
Not be racist and get on the train.
You can't. I mean, yeah, you don't.
I mean, Ogden is
notice
suspicious of everyone.
Are you going to let us know so that we can also sense motive?
Yeah, so we can all profile him.
Sure.
In order, this is a split-second decision. In order to profile her, you have to get on the train with her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we get on the tram.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, Adelaide gets on the tram. She's
Ogden does
Instagram.
not stop the party from getting on the tram.
No, I do not. But I
Put
would like to
yourselves
roll
on the
sense
tram.
motive.
Or actually, I need to put you guys on the tram.
Yeah, I can't see where the tram.
Yeah, we
is.
can't see Fleam.
You guys can't see the tram. I need to pull you out of from over here. So you guys are on a tram.
There we are.
Seat yourselves. The Circassian woman goes and takes a seat off to one side, as you can see.
Looks totally non-suspicious.
Yeah, no, this is fine.
Handouts.
She has.
This is a huge tram.
Blue background. I mean, it's Absalom Station, right?
Yeah.
Nick, I regret to inform you, these walls. There we go. Yeah.
Those are windows.
Okay. Fine. So yeah, can I guess Ogden will look around the tram, see nobody else there.
It's off 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the night or something. You know, you just came from another planet. It's weird.
Sure.
This is what that Circassian woman looks like.
Very tall.
Very tall.
Sarcesian. Sounds. It's hard to decide how to pronounce it, but
yeah, weird or hard. To
yeah. But I guess Ogden's kind of on edge being around like so many people. So he does want to make a sense motive check on this lone person that is on the train with us.
Sure.
Oh, that's only a 26.
She does seem. I mean, she seems relaxed. For the most part, self-assured, keeping an eye on you a little bit, maybe.
Well, it is a train with only us. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
None of this is suspicious, even though we're all on a map.
It's. I mean, Ogden is right to be a little bit suspicious because less than a minute after leaving the docking bay, the train comes to a slow stop within a dark stretch of tunnel, and she stands up.
Ogden also stands up.
I'm Jinma, and I'm here to take you in. You can come quietly, or we can do this the hard way.
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
Lasco nods and says, "This is a mistake," and rushes towards her.
All right.
Looks up from her phone. Oh, I suppose we're doing something.
Initiative.
Iris hangs their head in disappointment. I knew you could be better than this. I stand with Circassians.
Makes sense. She does not represent her kind.
It's not a monolith.
Yeah.
Then. Good. And we'll add this. All right. Iris gets to act first.
All right, this is going to be fun. Iris is just kind of like shakes their head, and without even drawing their shield from their back, is just going to get up and run and attack this. Like do a grabbing strike. You're gonna love this.
You want to ready in action until Lasco gets up there and can flank?
Yes, I would love that. As soon as Lasco is flanking, Iris will attack. So their attack is first. Then.
Lasco.
Lasco rushes up with Iris.
And both attack.
24 to hit. Does that hit? That's kind of
24 will miss.
You. Yeah, I rolled a 5. Okay, that.
Oh wait, but you're flanking, so it will hit.
Well, we already added that.
24
you
is.
added the flanking.
They already added that.
Well, in that case, it is a miss. What about Lasco?
What about Lasco? We should try not to kill these guys.
Why? Oh, right. Well, no. Yeah, you're right. We should.
Yeah, they ain't Greys. They ain't Dyskepsians. They're just people trying to do a job. Lasco respects that. Flat-footed. We can do lethal initially, probably. Since it does more damage.
Oh, that'll hit.
Yeah, that hits for 51 and flat-footed.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Adelaide.
Adelaide will, I guess, get up from her seat. Is that a move action?
Yeah, it can be part of a move action.
Cool. And then she's going to walk sort of over to this part of the train so she can get a clear shot. And Ray of Exhaustion.
Okay.
So 29 to hit.
Against flat-footed.
Will hit.
Cool. And then fort save.
Will save.
So if it makes the save, they're only fatigued.
But still pretty good.
Toggling fatigued. All right. Meanwhile, around the side of the train, these doors over here open, and there's another Sarcassian who throws. Oh, you guys are all spread out. Why'd you all out? Throws a screamer grenade into the car.
A grenade? Where does it land?
That's a good question, friend. I need a 20-foot radius. They're gonna try and get as many of you as possible. I'm not their friend. So throw it there.
Okay. Well,
You can shift it down one. That'll get Ogden and the.
It won't get.
And save Iris.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna spend resolve point to shift it.
Okay.
That's okay.
Thanks,
I don't
push
need to hear.
grenade.
Where do you shift it?
5 foot south so that it doesn't hit me or Iris.
You could just do the thing too. I will move it though.
Oh, do we have permission to move that? No, we don't.
I do not.
Yeah. You guys
Nope.
own all these.
No.
Yeah, but
Really?
remember when the GM drags
When I
something
pulled them
out.
out from the journal, you guys can't do it. That's so silly.
Oh well.
But you can move
Silly
your
little pony.
tokens. Why can you move your tokens but not this token?
I don't know. Well, I probably failed that save.
You do indeed fail that save. And the Sarcassian will also make a save.
Sorry, at 8th level, I can shift the grenade's detonation position by 10 feet. Although by 15. At 11th level, you can shift the grenade's detonation position by 15 feet.
I don't think you can get Ogden out of it.
Well, okay, but can I shift it, like, to the corner? So, to the southwest corner? In that direction?
So it was here.
Down
You
and over?
could move it 15 feet to here.
But then it would hit both my...
Not any better, yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, just 5 feet down. Sorry, Ogden.
That's fine.
All right, so you both fail. So that's 9 sonic damage plus deafened for 3 minutes.
Yikes.
I don't even know why you rolled the D4. It's going to be the whole fight.
It's gonna be the whole fight, yeah. Forever. Deafened forever. What's a good deafened? We got a bleeding eye.
Maybe the guy holding his head?
Let's do the
Like-
screamer. The screaming one. The screamer grenade. All right. Take damage. Thank you. That was that commando's turn. Jinma will. Oh, what is the DC on you guys these days? 15 plus 1.5 times 11. You guys are sitting at 31 for a DC.
To
Very
tumble
nice,
pass?
very nice. That's the DC to acrobatics and not provoke from you, yes.
And then it goes up because there's two of us, and presumably she'd
I'm
need to move.
well aware of how acrobatics works. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just I was using Roll20 to do the math to check the
calculator,
DC because
yes.
I was not sure off the top of my head what 15 plus 1.5 times 11 was.
Perhaps Simon was simply telling the folks at home.
Yeah, that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Or me. I never
Instead,
remember
she
the
will
names.
pull her sap and smack Lasco.
A special sap.
Does 29 hit you?
Yeah, just barely.
18 plus 29, 47 non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
And then this commando moves up to this door and tosses in another screamer grenade.
Can't do that
Like-
twice.
Like you do.
Yep, gonna put it in the same place. So that's the only good place.
Mm.
Only one reaction per round.
Yep. So I need reflex saves from Iris and Adelaide. I didn't actually roll my grenade. I said grenade, but I didn't actually put it in here. All right. Iris will succeed, and Adelaide will fail. 15 damage, full, and deafened for 4 minutes.
Yikes. Can I still cast spells? Because sometimes, yeah. I mean, that might be like an old Pathfinderism or whatever. Because used to be like, oh, you can't hear yourself casting your spells, so you might like.
That's probably
words.
an AD&D thing, not a Pathfinderism.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
I don't think that's a
Spellcasting's
thing
already
for
hard
it.
enough in
I
Starfinder.
think it was in Pathfinder
Yeah.
1, but yeah.
I don't think it's Pathfinder 1.
I think it might be like
I really don't think it's Pathfinder.
It
It's
might
gotta
be
a D&D.
D&D 3.0. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I'd be
The point
surprised if it
is,
was 3.5. I think it's probably
here.
older than that. Anyway.
No, it's Pathfinder. It's Pathfinder.
Really? You can't cast when you're deafened in PF1?
20% fail chance.
Weird.
Oh,
Well, not here. It actually doesn't do
Yeah.
a whole heck of a lot. Ogden.
Well, Ogden sees the commando over there, sees the commando over here, because he certainly doesn't hear them. And Ogden will move over to this pillar and take a shot at Red. We're going to give this a biohack. Let's make it sickened and half move speeds, please. Injector pistol. That is a 34 to hit KAC for 19 points of piercing damage, and sickened for 8 rounds, and half movement speed for 8 rounds. So
That will do it. And that was on Jinma herself?
no, I'm sorry, that was on the commando at the door.
Commando
Gonna-
at the south door.
Try
Got
and
it.
slow them down for approaching and surrounding my friends.
sickened forever and slowed forever. Got it.
That's my turn.
All right. At the end of the round, the tram security that I didn't open, everybody attacked one of these bounty hunters. So tram security targets all of you.
Rude.
What do you mean? The bounty hunters attacked us? They threw pronking grenades into
They
car.
did. They did. But it does it anyway. So you can make a fortitude save for half damage.
What?
If a 29 hits you.
That's silly.
I think it is kind of funny, honestly.
So Ogden is gonna take. Ogden's gonna take 23.
A 29 doesn't hit me.
Iris doesn't get hit. Lasco is gonna take half of 23, which is 11, and Adelaide's gonna take half of 23, which is 11.
What's the type?
The type is non-lethal sonic.
Sonic, ooh.
And we're back at the top of the round. It's Iris's turn.
All right, this is going to be interesting. So Iris is going to go ahead and utilize... Yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to do right now.
I'm thinking of blocking off... Oh, here. I'm thinking of blocking off the doors with the shards.
Okay.
Oh, she thinks at us. Got it.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I could have done that without shouting. Lol.
Yeah. We've only been attuned to these mind link circlets for half of the game. Iris is gonna go ahead and just
do what Iris do best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mackie.
Yeah. We're just gonna full attack.
19 will miss. 25 will hit.
Wonderful.
4 bludgeoning damage. Ow.
Probably doesn't hit by very much, though, does it?
No.
That's fine.
All right, Lasco.
Mr. Lasco,
What was
could
that?
you perhaps deal with station security? It's probably a computerized system.
Yeah, I guess.
You can make a perception check, supposed to see if you can.
Yeah, I'm
where it
confused
is.
by the station security because she also attacked me and it didn't attack her, right?
Yep, it's weird. It's very weird.
Let's see.
You might want to take it apart.
I see. I guess I'm
You
just
probably
not sure if
can't
it's
take it apart
worth
in
it.
combat.
Yeah. Okay. Lasco will respond, "Good thought, but the timing is wrong," and we'll try to beat up this.
I mean, you
operative.
could try to disable it with computers or engineering.
From
but poking into like
where?
why that requires a perception check to see it.
And what kind of an action is that?
You don't need an action for a perception check.
I'll make perception checks all day.
I suppose I should have let you guys have perception checks for it in the first place. But you do see it, yes. It's in the far ends of the tram, for sure.
Okay. Let's do No, I want to try this. Lasco will use his new feat called Underfoot, as a move action. And you have to be small to have this and also have the scurry feat. You can try to slip into the space of an adjacent foe larger than you are. So let's see if we succeed. It's actually a pretty high DC. Oh, yes, right. So if I just take 10, I can only do this if their CR is 11 or lower. Is this operative 11 or lower?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, so I enter her square. She is now flat-footed into off-target. If she's an operative, so she's probably immune to flat-footed, but she's not immune to off-target. What?
She is indeed immune to flat-footed.
But not off-target, so she is now off-target.
Okay.
And then I will use the half-speed trick attack.
Oh, nice.
As a
Off target
bonus.
doesn't stack with fatigued. How pleasant.
It doesn't? Oh,
Ooh.
fatigue causes off target. That's funny. All right.
Well, I did my best.
Yeah, so that's a 24 versus KAC.
24 versus KAC will do it.
That is 39 damage.
Ow. Okay.
End of turn.
Adelaide.
Right. Well, Adelaide will cast etheric shards and will make cubes, 10-foot cubes, just like a wall of 10-foot cubes from one door to the other. I guess I should go into the. Where can I find? Fairy fire.
Yeah,
Or
Fairy
the.
Fire is a good one.
There we are.
Hard to. Where'd you put it?
I regret it. I regret my decision. I'm just going to draw this shape
Very
from.
good.
Thank you.
This word Fairy Fire. It is.
There we go.
Fairy Fire is very hard to see,
Mm-hmm.
but it does make a nice fill for a box full of etheric shards.
Which, granted, they cannot see. They're going to have to make a magic, mysticism check. So let's just put that up for reference for everybody. Oh, good old
Okay.
etheric shards.
Do you want your move action?
See, do I want to move back like 5 feet? Does that give me better view? Yes. There we go. Done. I back up into sort of like the cubby hole to the next car.
This commando, I believe, still has snap to a corner here. Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
pronk.
That's a corner though. Yeah, totally still has line of sight.
Pronk.
You have displayed yourself to be a spellcaster,
I have.
so we're gonna shoot you.
That's fair.
The riffle twice. Does a 24 hit your EAC?
Yes, it does.
Then both attacks are gonna hit. The first one for 13 fire damage, and the second for
Okay.
15 fire damage.
So that's -5 each time. So math.
You can make roll 20, do math for you.
Yeah.
13 plus 15 minus 10 is 18. Total.
Cute.
Up here. Well, I suppose I can't end my turn in the same square as another person. I have to move, huh?
No, I think you can. At least I didn't get that reading from the feat.
Rules
That
is
seems
written
to
you
make it
can't
even
end
better.
your turn in the same square as anyone else.
Right,
And it doesn't
but
make an
unless-
allowance for that in your feat.
Yeah.
I mean, it allows me to end it. I see.
It
Interesting.
allows you to, but I think that means she has to move.
If she wants to get anything done.
Interesting. Okay.
And no matter what kind of
Um,
move she makes, it says if your opponent tries to move out of your space, it provokes an attack of opportunity from you. I guess unless a guarded step doesn't count as move, unless that's what they were implying.
Guarded step, I don't know. She's gonna move anyway. She's gonna move over here. Lasco gets an attack of opportunity.
Yay.
So does Iris.
Yes, that's true. But a 20 is gonna
22,
miss.
probably. 22, but probably misses anyways.
22 also misses. 23 also misses.
Oh, 25.
Ah. Oh, 25 will hit. For 18 bludgeoning damage. And then she's gonna smack Lasco again. Is it 36 to hit. Flat-footed. Oh, you can't be flat-footed either.
Can't be flat-footed, but yes, a 36 hits.
So 22 plus 18 is 40 damage.
Oh man, this hits hard. Is this what I've been doing to people?
Yes,
A
this is what you've
monster.
been doing to people. You are a monster. This commando up here is still feeling pretty healthy, is indeed going to go through the shards. Or at least into the shards. Right here. Moves through 5 feet of shards.
And that's how he learned about shards.
And that's
Not
how
5
he
feet of
learned
shards,
about
right? That was 15 feet of shards. This row, and then this row.
And it's
Yeah.
only per 10-foot cube, I think, so...
No, I thought the spell was every 5 feet.
I think it's yeah.
Moving through an area of etheric shards is halved, even for incorporeal creatures, and creatures entering a 5-foot cube filled with etheric shards take 4 slashing damage and must succeed at a reflex save or gain the bleeding 1
Well, in
condition.
that case, that is 2, 4, 6 5-foot cubes. That is
So
Oh.
then that is roll 6d8 then.
yes.
Poor large creatures.
This is why you should never play large creatures, friends. Being a large creature sucks.
It does.
There are pros and cons, to be sure.
That is 25.
Ouch.
I'll take
And
I'll take constant 10-foot reach over, the incredibly contingent possibility that I'll run into somebody that casts Etheric Shard.
There's narrow hallways as well, but yeah.
I still remember Leif's Dragonkin.
And then swings with a sword at Iris's face. 24 to hit your KAC, sir.
Oh, that's
Ma'am.
cute.
Person. Friendo.
Negative.
Friend is the...
You're about 6 short.
Also,
Right.
did they
I kept going.
roll a reflex save?
For
Yeah. Reflex or bleed.
bleed.
They'll get bleed 6.
no, I
Do they
did not
roll a
roll a
reflex save
reflex
for
save.
each square?
I suppose so. That
I mean,
seems
technically,
mighty
yes.
tedious. So just, I guess,
first
rapid
square.
fire. Roll.
What is the DC?
20.
First square made it. Second square failed. Third square failed. Fourth square made it. Fifth square made it. Sixth square made it. All right,
that's
so
2
two of
bleed.
them are half, and no. 2 of them are full damage and bleed. 4 of them are half and no bleed. And you
I
rolled
don't
them all. Oh no.
Oh no, I
I-
didn't think about this.
No,
This
wait.
is-
I
this is-
don't think it's a save for half.
Yeah.
Which makes it easier.
You think it's just a
doesn't
save for
say anything
bleed?
for a save.
Yeah.
And must succeed at a
Okay,
reflex save
good.
or gain the bleeding condition.
Yep.
So it gets
Thank
bleed
heavens.
twice. Well, actually, I don't think it even matters. I don't think bleed stacks in this system. Oh,
This
this
one
one
does.
does.
Typically
Because
says
of the spell.
This is the special
spell
bleed
is
that
weird.
stacks.
This one's a mean one.
So how much bleed?
2.
Okay. Got it. So it takes the 2 bleed at the end of its turn. And then it will be Ogden's turn. You.
Hello. Ogden is going to spread the love because why not? He ducks around this pillar and shoots at blue with the same cocktail that he shot at red to the south. So he's shooting blue to the north, ducks around a corner. His pistol fires. This is a sickened and impeding, hampering shot. 27 to hit CAC.
Hits.
Pew pew, 18 piercing, and you get sickened and 50% reduced move speeds, which, on top of etheric shards, means that as long as they're in the etheric shards, they're moving at a quarter speed.
Lame.
They don't need to move. They have a gun.
Everyone attacked something. Tram security targets everyone.
It's kind of like Sartesian security, because obviously they hacked into this ahead of time.
With-
That's
Anyone who is hit by a 21 needs to make me a fortitude save.
21. That misses.
Low roll. Thank
Isn't it
God,
deadly?
that's a low roll.
Yeah, that misses me. Yay!
Woo!
All right, Iris.
Iris is gonna 5-foot shift, draw something, but they're not gonna use it just yet, and hit this guy a 1. 26 to hit.
26 to hit will hit.
For 18 damage.
She will use a free action to throw down her gun and surrender. Rocket, this job isn't worth my life. And as she does, the other two will also throw down their guns and surrender.
Oh,
Smart.
I had a spell that I've never gotten a chance to use, but okay.
And
I have a feeling this was not our last fight.
Yeah.
let's take a break there. We'll come back in about 15 minutes here to find out what our investigators can learn about this bounty hunter that is after them. Why?
Can we rob them of all of their possessions? Would that be rude? I mean, they did try to kill us.
You
to take after us.
It would
Tune
be
in
rude.
next time after the break to find out.
It would be rude. However, you know my policy. You can have their gear even if you don't myrtleate them. Just can't. You'll have to sell it, but
all right.
You'll get at least what it's worth. Because I don't like to disincentivize you guys not killing things.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a kind and benevolent GM.
I am kind of benevolent. All right, we will be back at 15 after the hour, no matter what your hour is, wherever you might be. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed their break. I ran off and ate a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, me too.
Starving to death. Tom got lost.
I did.
Yeah.
But, I found my way back.
It was 1 minute till, and we're
Yeah.
like, where's Tom? He must be lost in the Harry Potter house. What happened, Tom?
I got here at 2:15. Well, I went on a magical adventure. It involved calling my mother back and eating a bowl of sun chips. Garden salsa, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. So I wanted to apologize because it didn't sit well with me, the fact that I said I don't want to be spacist, but because that's the racist thing to say. That's like so that's not cool. Even joking around. So I apologize. I found myself in a situation where it was implied that we were going to get attacked. I reached for the wrong thing to justify that we were about to get attacked and to make a sense motive check. So I apologize. That didn't feel cool. So
we forgive you.
I was going to say,
in this case, your spacism was correct.
That doesn't forgive it, though.
But that doesn't justify stereotypes, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't have felt good if I didn't.
You should have latched onto the armor.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was thinking it back. I was like, oh man, I could have said, oh well, what gear are they wearing? Well, yada yada yada. But so
we forgive you.
All that is required is that you recognize and
we can all try to do better.
Do better.
Yeah. Be less racist in the future.
Absolutely.
Big of you to recognize on stream. I commend you.
It's hard.
I'm trying to like continue saying this in a way that doesn't sound like snarky and like standoffish. And I'm not
patronizing, condescending.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I know. No. But
because I'm genuinely proud of you, Tom. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
There we go.
You got her eventually.
That means a lot. But yeah, no, it just I don't want to keep talking in circles. But yes, I wanted to apologize. It didn't feel like a big thing to apologize. So
yep,
it was important.
Awesome. Good job.
Thanks. So anyway, these Sarcesians, we have their leader.
Well, there's just one, right? The other one. Are the other ones also Sarcesians?
Yep.
Yes.
Look how tall they are.
They have their wings out in the art, which their wings only activate when they're in the vacuum of space. Yeah. Actually, they're very cool.
Yeah, they are. The other two just have the generic art.
Gotcha.
Since Alien Archive 1, actually.
Yeah.
Since she's alive, we can ask. Oh wait, no. Aren't we under arrest or something?
These guys. They're just
going after the bounty.
We kindly usher them off of the tram and continue on our way.
I mean, there's a couple questions we can ask here. Like, do you know of any other bounty hunters who are chasing this particular bounty?
Also, who put it out?
I doubt they know.
I need a diplomacy or an intimidate check.
Diplomacy. Before we leave, would you mind telling me who put out the bounty for us? That's 22. No, Iris did better than me.
Iris will assist. That was intended to be an assist.
I rolled a natural 2.
I don't think we can both diplomacy, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be enough.
Laska will step up from behind them and do an intimidate check. This doesn't have to end peacefully. With a 29.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Lasko's showing his true colors.
I love little Lasko coming out behind me and being scary.
Yeah. She appears unconvinced. Unwilling to tell you anything.
Let's just go our separate ways then, and pretend this never happened.
At least give us all of your arms and equipment so that you're less likely to be able to reattempt this.
Yes, you only get one shot, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, intimidate check. 37.
Oh my God.
She will indeed hand over their equipment. I will give you this tram loot. And she will tell you the contact that's supposed to pay her for the bounty is KSN Interstellar.
Oh.
And then a hacker calling themselves Terminal provided your arrival time and docking bay, as well as modifying the tram security system to treat Shinma and her allies as law enforcement.
Very interesting.
Thank you. If you would be so kind, please tell all of your other bounty hunter friends what a bad idea this was.
She will agree to do so. Oh. Weird artifact.
We continue on our merry way.
You continue on your merry way. You arrive without further trouble at the safe house, finding a dreary gray structure with a commanding view of the Lorespire complex. A holographic sign over the exterior names the building Orphis Tower. At this point, there are a few of you, I think, who can make a DC5 culture check without even trying, right? Who all is that?
DC5 culture check? Yeah, I mean...
easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Iris,
Does Lasko make a DC5 culture check automatically too?
Yes, I do.
You all
about a
recognize
corporation.
The DC5 culture check. You all know that Orpheus is the largest city on the undead planet of Eox. The connection to Eox is confirmed when a ghoul in a finely tailored doorman's outfit opens the front door and invites you inside.
Where are we? Lorespire complex?
Orphis Tower.
Orphis Tower, okay.
This is where Effexia and...
This is the address. The ghoul says, "Welcome, I'm Cade. Vorson and Effecta are waiting for you upstairs."
Good enough. Thank you, Cade. And we'll step into the limo.
No,
the tower.
The tower?
Oh, I thought...
We're at Orphis Tower. Yeah, no, I think we were all distracted by loot and the handout, and then none of us paid close attention to where we actually were ending up.
Yep, that sounds correct.
Go to the address, and the address is this dreary gray structure with a holographic sign reading Orphis Tower. Cade tells you that Vorson and Effecta are waiting for you upstairs and directs you to a set of chambers near the tower's top floor. The suite is decorated in tones of ash and gray and black, but someone has added several lamps, a range of instant beverages, and vases of fresh flowers to make it a bit more homey. As you enter, Zik Vorson paces in front of a window, its shades drawn, and Effecta sits in an oversized black chair. You made it. I apologize for the dreariness. Confluence called in a favor with the Eoxian embassy to use this building off the books. Since reptoids can't easily disguise themselves as undead, it's safe enough for our current situation. I've secured rooms for all of you as well.
Will that work?
Thank you.
As we're entering the room, Iris kind of reaches into their pocket and fumbles around and finds this strange can of aerosol spray that they didn't realize was in there. I meant to do that right after the combat. I totally forgot about that until...
Is it like an air freshener?
You spent the stream points, right, Nick?
I did.
I'm not going to make you use points entirely. I'll spend the 80 credits.
I have so many stream points anyway. Vorson says, feel free to get settled in. No doubt you've had a long journey if the doctored videos are anything to judge by.
We were also attacked by bounty hunters in the tram.
No big deal.
It's
yes.
Transit.
Keep happening.
What can you do?
Well, you're safe enough here for the time being.
Thanks. Do you have a plan? I'm not sure how much influence the stewards and the and Confluence have here.
Yes, I need to give the Director General a call and see if I can get him on our side. I'll do that while you settle in.
All right.
Right. I stopped by and ask, what's her name?
Fezdra?
Yeah.
Effecta, that's it.
She's very effective.
How are you holding up? True.
Oh, well enough. We've been chasing these leads, you know.
Good. I'll trust that Vorson is paranoid enough to ensure that you are not a reptoid.
You guys know Effecta is not a reptoid.
She wasn't when we met her.
Yeah.
So much can change.
No.
No, Effecta is not a reptoid.
No, God told us. All right, we can trust Effecta, but no one else.
A little joke. I'll show myself to my rooms.
Actually, can we do some research on KSN and Terminal?
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. You want to do that before you find your rooms and come back and talk to Vorson?
I assume that there's like computers in our rooms. I don't know. Or we can ask Vorson if
we could ask Vorson if he knows. Once we put our stuff down in our rooms.
Yeah. After you guys go put your stuff down in your rooms, you come back to Vorson just wrapping up a muted conversation on their comm unit. Let me open this up. He turns to address you. Their eyes gleaming and fists balled. He believes us! Director General Lynn Camelon, Effecta clarifies. Yes, he agrees that Aram is definitely suspicious and might even be a reptoid. If we can expose them, it will deal a serious blow to the reptoid conspiracy. Their excitement wanes a little. The Director General is even more cautious than my partner here and has some concerns, however. He said that if Aram is indeed a reptoid, there's likely to be more, particularly in the pool of Directorate nominees. And he has a point. One reptoid in the Directorate is a disaster, but even more would grant them total control. Sounds like the reptoid MO, Vector states dryly.
Yes.
Yes. They're very fond of it, aren't they?
So, what kind of proof do we need to get to your director before they will act on our suspicions?
I imagine we just need to find more information. There's plenty on the news about the various candidates. I can also give you a basic list of who's running. And Affecta will send you this handout of the nominees. I'm also going to let
Sounds
this
like a skill check.
You guys can edit as you go throughout this investigation, because there is a column on the duplicate table underneath the image with notes, a notes column for you guys.
Yeah.
So these are your basic candidates. You've got Aram, obviously, of Absalom Station. You got Gevalar Sknor running on behalf of the Eox.
Gevalar Sknor.
Yes. You got Hasil Howe from Akaton. Clendalik from Verces. Lucifaran from Castrovel. Milligan, Nivarus, Kachal, Andar of House Huladon from the Adari. Typical of Kasatha names. Xylus Starhammer from Osaro. Uvali Rycast from Aposte. Vora Rin from Triaxis. And Zia Cho, also from Triaxis. This is just sort of the basic overview of the names. There's a couple little basic facts there about them, but you'll want to look into them.
Why are there two from Triaxis?
Yeah.
That's a good question. As Vorson mentioned, you can get basics from watching the news and background on this election, should you so desire. Or you can start poking in other ways.
So maybe the first thing we should investigate before we forget about it is that like first hint. We're like figuring out KSN, Interstellar, and Terminal.
Yeah.
I declare that we'll forget about it if we leave it behind.
Yes. What are you looking into?
First, we'll ask Vorzen and Ephedra if they've ever heard of KSN Interstellar, and then if they don't know, we'll do some culture checks, some computer checks.
It's Affecta.
Who's Ephedra?
That is
sounds
a
like
name you made up.
I think that's
I don't know
a
anything about.
Ephedra, yeah.
I don't know. We don't know anything about either of them off the top of our heads. You're welcome to check Stewart's records on these things, but I haven't heard anything about either of those.
We check Stewart records and the internet.
Don't find anything.
Internet?
You can check the infosphere, yes. KSN has a very basic infosphere site explaining the company is an exclusive firm that invests in the Pact Worlds and beyond, and is listing its street address in a large as the unit in a large office block in Drifter's End. Terminal is an Absalom-based freelance hacker with little in the way of physical presence. I'm worried if you guys dig into these, you're going to forget about the election.
I mean, there's two handouts.
Okay.
Do you want to? Okay. Like, is there a limited time window here?
You guys have plenty of time to look in all these things. This is more of an intrigue section of the book, so you might have to go back to sources. You're not going to be able to just get everything on any given entry by looking at it once, generally.
Dare I say we lit the party?
Oh dear, yes.
Seems like a terrible idea. It's never a good idea. Why did you even suggest it, Leif?
Well, I would like to look into KSN Interstellar, if only to see if perhaps they are funding other efforts to oppose us. They may even be the source. Oh.
No, you can finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
Oh, they may even be the source of the doctored video.
But Vorson breaks in. But what does this have to do with taking down Aram?
Well, I would assume they're all in it.
Whoever put the bounty on us has an interest in stopping us. All of these candidates have some random chance of being reptoids, whereas KSN is almost guaranteed to have something to do with the reptoids. Or the Greys, I suppose.
Or the Dyskepsians.
No,
Perhaps they're merely peeved at us for destroying some of their holding, though.
What did Vorson say?
Yeah, sorry.
I sort of non-committally agreed with you.
All
right. We shan't spend more than an afternoon on it.
Sure.
I'd like to use my culture check. I get 5 easier for looking into corporations.
Sorry, what are you doing?
A culture check on KSN Industries. I get basically a +5 for stuff about corporations. Culture check. I look at some lesser known forums. That's 37.
That would be a computer's check to look online, not a culture check. A culture check is recalling off the top of your head. You don't recall anything about KSN International off the top of your head.
Really? Even with basically like a 37 +5?
Yeah, it's strange.
Small little company.
Well, that's
almost like
very
a shell company.
Yeah, so we do have a street address. We can investigate that this afternoon. Though we may as well do what little investigation we can from here first. If we've already chased all the leads we can from computer on KSN, let's at least do a high-level investigation on each of these candidates. Looking at the news, space Googling them.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want to look at the candidates, it's easy enough to turn on the news. Maybe you have it running in the background while you're looking at other things.
Yeah.
This is the big election of the year. There's quite a bit of turnover in the 5-member directorate this year. Aram and the Shirin Klendalik are looking to maintain their seats, while Zio believes they should continue representing Triaxis after they replace the Reforian director Balam Dori, who was assassinated under mysterious circumstances earlier this year. 2 members are not seeking to retain their seats. Avarak Plutus of Eox served their maximum of 3 terms, but has declared their support for Gevalarsk Nor. In addition, a Barathu collective known as Outreach has recently stepped down from the Pact Council entirely and dissolved, following allegations that several of its constituent parts have been involved in a radical branch of Oris's faith. The Brathaden government is focusing its efforts on replacing this representative. Meanwhile, much of the news coverage is focusing on the clash between 2 representatives from Triaxis, Vora Rin and Zia Cho. Each seek to represent Triaxis on the Pact Council. A world can only have 1 director at a time. Both were respected athletes in the past. Zia competed as a battle flower, and Vora became famous in the relatively obscure Triaxian sport of bond racing, which the news anchors discuss in detail. As usual for Absalom Station News, more time seems to be spent on clips of them competing than their political records.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
One of those is much more entertaining to watch,
You can absolutely ask around on Absalom Station, find people to talk to ask around about sort of what the rumors are about these various nominees. You also have stewards' records that you have access to. And Vorson and Effecta let you know that Confluence and Verifier Key have been in contact and are willing to set up meetings with you as well.
Okay. First of all, can someone who is not me take notes about the guys? Because there's no like aggregation here.
Yeah.
And
I will look at. Yeah, let me see.
That directorate nominees handout is the one with space for.
It looks like I can't. Can I edit it?
I can't edit it.
Yeah,
you might have to close it and open it again because I hit show to players and then I did the edit.
Yeah, you probably can't edit the show to players one, but open it.
I got it.
Yeah, if you open it from the.
You can edit it.
Oh gosh, what book are we in? 6. Directorate
6.
nominees.
6.1.
Edit. Here we are.
So I will point out at this juncture that my theme kind of comes into play here. It takes me a fraction of the time to do diplomacy checks. To gather.
So you can get in a lot more if you want to go do man on the street interviews.
Yeah, Iris will go beat the pavement and do what they do best, and they'll communicate.
I can also do a 10-minute gather information that goes much faster than most folks. Charming of Near.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it once per 24 hours in 10 minutes, but that does save you, 1d4 hours anyway.
Yeah. Then,
right.
I imagine Iris.
Each one you ask around about is going to be a separate gather information check.
Yes. Iris will ask for some lipstick before they leave as well.
We
Ogden will probably use computers and stay back at the safe house if I can use computers to research these candidates.
Not the candidates themselves, but you could definitely dig deeper into KSN Interstellar or Terminal with a computers check. At this juncture. And Lasco, are you going to stay back and help with that effort?
Yes, because I have a good computer skill and because me looking like the director will be confusing.
Yeah, it will.
Fair enough. All right, let's start with...
Maybe not.
We did, but I'm not good at disguise.
I am. I could help you with disguise. I have a 17 in
Computers
disguise.
Computers is fine. If we really need to hit the pavement, we can. But we have Liz, Adelaide and Iris can do that.
Let's start with the man on the street.
The human on the street.
Interviews. Who do you want to? Yeah, I haven't heard anything from. I don't know. I don't read journalism textbooks anymore. I don't know if that terminology has changed or not. It probably should. But they've been called man on the street interviews forever.
But as they're heading out, Iris is going to go ahead and utilize their disguise and kind of dim their circuits again to almost invisible and make themselves look like a normal human with black hair.
Like a normal human.
Yeah, normal. Hello, humans.
All right, who are you asking around about? Actually, let's do Adelaide's first because she's got the 10-minute one, and that's going to be the first thing that's done before anything else.
Mine are all.
Ask around about?
Mine are all in 10 minutes. And I can do that.
Yours are all in 10 minutes or in halftime?
10 minutes is what the level 6 is. It's called investigative savvy.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay.
So I have
we'll let Adelaide do one, and then we'll come back to you, and then after you've gotten all but one, we'll let her do her last one.
This is okay.
Because her second one's going to take 1d4 hours.
Very good.
Okay.
All right.
We'll let Adelaide do 2 and figure out how long the second one is.
Okay. Adelaide will do Losifron, the Castravellian elf.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy check to gather information.
That's 24 plus 2 is going to be 26.
Oh, nice. You find a particularly talkative crowd who tells you a bit about Losifarin. People don't seem to know a lot about him. All I've heard are these wild, baseless theories that he's a pawn of Morgabard of the Thousand Spines or a reptoid or whatever. but most of his life occurred during the gap, so he probably doesn't even know himself.
Weird.
And they also tell you about Silas Starhammer. As they are talking about how he might be a reptoid during the gap. Speaking of the gap, have you seen Silas Starhammer's stream, the Lorecast? You should totally give it a watch. I learned way more about Galarian from his vids than in school, and I was surprised when he officially moved to Osaro to become the Pact Council representative. The Knights of Galarian won't officially endorse anyone, but I'm sure they all want him to win.
For my edification, where is Osaru?
I don't know. I didn't look it up in my prep.
Probably near space.
This is the first I've heard of it.
I'll look
I'm not
into
sure what it is. We'll have to look it up. And then that's the first 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and do your second one, because that's still 1d4 hours.
All right.
It's the second most civilized moon orbiting Liavara after Arcanon.
Oh, okay.
Goodness. That was
But you didn't say who
37.
you were asking around about.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Who else would she be interested in? She'd probably ask about Aram. Absalom Station, the devil.
Everybody wants to talk about Aram. Everybody knows him. Spends more time on the news than in the council chamber, but keeps an eye on our interests and does a good job keeping the Barathus from gaining too much influence. Maybe too good a job, if you can believe the news from Gamma Bio and Laura Ray. Wig. And they spin off on that topic and tell you about another very entertaining candidate, Vora Rin, who has a number of fans among older Triaxians. I remember watching her race with her Dragonkin partner. Exciting stuff. Then they retired, opened a club in the Drakelands or some such, and got into politics. Don't know if she's fit for a directorate seat, but she's been saying someone should look at her fellow council member Zia Cho's involvement in Director Dory's assassination. I don't know what to believe. And then roll me a d4 for how many hours that second one took. I think Iris has plenty of time to ask about everybody else.
3.
So it took you 3 hours to find that crowd, but they were talkative and gave you two of these information pieces. All right, Iris. Who are you looking into with that fast gather?
So Iris was first and foremost interested in Vora Rin and Zia Cho and their relationship to one another and why they're running up against one another. So we'll roll for the second one there, just
Zia
to start.
Cho, yeah. Okay.
All right. Here comes the 35. All right. Starting
you
strong.
also find a particularly talkative crowd. They're happy to tell you about Zia Cho. She's best known among political enthusiasts and Battleflower viewers. Seems like most Triaxians support them after they stepped in to fill Director Dory's seat. Even after that interview where they said that crazy stuff about reptoids. The source can point to an interview on the Infosphere where Zia mentions that the director's assassin turned into their scaled reptoid form after being killed.
Potential ally?
They'll also tell you about let me see. Who else do I want to tell you about? Did I already give you? They think Lossifaran is a reptoid. Oh, I forgot to add this. Let's see. I already gave you.
We got
They'll talk about Hasul Han.
Okay.
Now, was this
the one that they were
after he stepped down from the Pact Council decades ago. So most who remember him are from an older generation. Hasil how? He stepped down right after the swarm war without giving a reason. But I heard he was involved in some shady deals trying to sell bits of swarm corpses to biotech companies. And now he comes back like nothing ever happened?
Very interesting. Was he the one that they were trying to replace? Remind me again, who was that? Somebody was trying to was leaving and being replaced by someone else. Oh.
No, Aram's not leaving.
No, Aram is looking to maintain his seat.
Then I'm not sure what Life is asking.
There was somebody who's a current director that was looking at stepping down. I was interested in that.
No, Outreach stepped down, isn't running. And Avarark Plutus served their 3 terms and has declared their support for Gevalar Sknor.
Okay, then I'm interested in this Gevalar Sknor if we haven't heard of it.
You don't remember Gevalar Sknor? Roll me a diploma.
Presumably Leif does, but Iris doesn't.
Right, yeah. Iris is, their head is swimming right now. Iris, I totally know, but, Iris doesn't. So for Iris's edification, what remind me totally about
Gevalar Sknor is the go-to suspect whenever a local controversy involves the Ox. Gevalar Sknor is well known among the populace. I don't know if he's working with the corpse fleet or what, but he's definitely up to something. He's probably got something on Avarark Plutus to get their endorsement. But don't mess around with the Oxian business unless you want to end up as dead as them.
I mean, they're doing death right, so I'd like to.
Yeah, I mean, you might. Yeah, I think their whole society is based on people who want to be dead like them. But
speaking of being spacist, yeah. So that brings you up to 20 minutes now you've spent. Who else would you like to ask about, Leif?
You're muted.
Oh dear, I'm muted. Okay. That's okay, because I was just kind of rambling, trying to figure out who I'm asking about next. Let's just go right on down the list. Oh my gosh, and I picked the Sheeran, and I have so much of a hard time with Sheeran. Clendalik.
I've been saying Clendalik.
You gotta hit that K hard though, because it's it's Sheeran's Sheeran name.
I'm gonna stick with my way. Even among political enthusiasts. Oh, you didn't actually roll dice. Roll dice. I'm sure you're gonna get it.
Oh my god!
I'm just This is where all my good
even
rolls
among
are
political enthusiasts, Clendalik is the director they're most likely to forget. Yeah, she doesn't show up in public a lot. They say it's because she's focused on external issues. The Swarm, the Aslanti, all that. But I heard it's actually because she has too much experimental cyberware. That
sounds like a stretch.
30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Tell me more about Milgan, Nivaris, Kachal, Andara of House Hadulan. Oh man, I miss Joe.
Yeah, those Kasasas. You gotta have. If you have less than 4 names, you're just not doing it right.
There's a nat one.
Anyone willing to talk to you in between minutes 40 and 50? But you can try.
That's okay. Iris stops for a street vendor. Something.
Bowl of noodles.
It's a bowl of noodles from a street vendor, and then he's approached by 2 people. No, okay, different movie. Sorry.
Wait, wrong movie.
I would kill for a bowl of ramen from New York City right now.
There we go. There's the good in the 30s.
Now you're back. You do find some Kasathas. Maybe there's a Kasathan bar next to that noodle shop. Who will talk to you? And they'll tell you, I'm not really sure why she's the Ajari's choice for director. She's got the experience, but she's really old-fashioned. Listen to Talavet's teaching, sure, but go to a real doctor. And who knows why she sticks up for people like Alish Flurisek.
Getting back to Alish Flurisek in a moment, aren't Kasathans just old-fashioned by design? I thought that's just what they were.
Yes, but this one's extra old-fashioned.
Oh my!
Other Kasasas think she's old-fashioned.
It's a Kasatha that I got this information from. Okay, that's bizarre because I wouldn't believe it hearing it from anyone else. Alish Flurisic. That's
Do
a
you
name.
do you push for more information on him? It sounds like you're pushing for more information.
I am. Would you like another roll?
No.
Okay.
Pressing for more information reveals that Alish Flurisic is a prominent power broker in the station who was very close to becoming the head of a crime syndicate.
Oh.
And then Milgan helped block legislation that would hurt his family's business.
Huh. Intriguing.
All right. You got one left.
All right.
And Adelaide is still out on her information gathering. You're so fast.
What can I say? I took the right theme, I guess.
That's it's a good theme power for this AP in particular. It's not a great theme power a lot of the time.
Honestly, they haven't really been able to use it to great effect until now, so.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done this like one other time before, but we've had several options to gather information, and I appreciate that.
And this is technically enough to get 2, but you only have Lavi left. Merchants and pilots, so you're probably down by the docks. Will tell you that she's a real rising star among House Rycast. They've been keeping her away from the shadier side of things, so she looks pretty innocent for a drow noble.
Man, just can't get away from that
and you
space.
also get, since you would get like another piece of information, they'll also tell you a little bit. They'll repeat the information that Adelaide got, that people think Lucifaran is a reptoid. But they will provide you links to some articles on a website called Conspire.
Conspire.
Where they heard this information.
It's a good name.
And on this note, let's go back to our computers team. Back at the
Hi, that's us.
Eroxian building. What are you guys doing?
Of course, we're about like 3 bags of. We're 3 bags deep in space Cheetos, and through 2 bottles of mountain space dew.
As long as you're eating those space Cheetos with space chopsticks, it's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avoid space Cheeto finger.
Definitely. So yeah, I guess we started looking at. Yes, we're definitely double hacking like an NCIS. With Lasco, sitting on Ogden's shoulder because he's weird and acrobatic like that. No, wait, that's our other game where you play an Isoki with the swimmer ability.
Yeah,
also,
Lasco's more suave. He respects personal.
Besides, Ogden's too slim for that. There's just not enough shoulder there.
He is rather
sitting
bony.
next to each other, the big bag of Cheetos in between.
So yeah, we do that. We are.
It's a sweet moment.
We're starting on probably the company, right?
We already looked at the company. We got as much as we could without actually going to the address. I guess we can.
You did not. In fact, you did not make a computers check on KSN Interstellar.
Oh, okay. Then we make a computer check on KSN Interstellar.
I automatically aid.
42.
Oh, yeah. So examining the site's code, you find that it hasn't been updated in over a decade, except for regular software updates and a digital calling card left behind by the mysterious hacker Terminal.
Classic.
The business's servers, if there are any, are not connected to the infosphere.
Does the calling card from Terminal help me track him down?
You can make me a computer's check.
This is
I automatically aid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You find a bunch of posts from Terminal on a site called Spire, as well as theories from other users speculating that Terminal is an artificial intelligence or machine spirit which the hacker never denies.
I mean, if you were a human hacker, would you deny those rumors? No.
No.
I mean, that's so much cooler.
Yeah, that's way cooler than just being like a guy with Cheetos.
Yeah.
What
right.
if we message them?
You cannot find a way to message them.
Interesting.
You can poke around on Conspire if you have something you want to poke around on there about.
Oh, we poke around on Conspire for anything about reptoids, anything about the directorate nominees.
All right.
Adelaide.
You said reptoids first. Adelaide is out
Okay.
talking to you. You poke into reptoids on Conspire, and you find a substantial database of reptoid theories, including accusations against every one of the directorate nominees, several entire species, and you! The most prominent reptoid discussion on the site revolves around the director's assassination video. Beyond that, there is a long history accusing Hasil Howe of being a reptoid from his earlier days in the directorate. Lucifaran as an elf is also commonly accused. Some theories even charge Lucifaran and other elves of being a reptoid cabal who use the hoax of the Gap to cover their tracks.
Oh, good. I hate these people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hoax, yeah.
Pizzagate shit right there. Fleeing.
Fleet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Conspire is a little bit of a lot of conspiracies. Imagine that.
Yeah. All
Would
right.
you like to poke anything else you would like to poke into on Conspire? I just did the reptoids first because you guys mentioned them first.
Do they have any video evidence of the director's assassination? Because I know that this is meta knowledge, but somebody else had looked into, or somebody said there was video evidence.
Yes, and you can absolutely find it, and especially when you're looking into reptoids, like links to the video keep popping up. The director's assassination is a huge topic of discussion on the site, even though it happened nearly a year ago. A shockingly low-resolution video claiming to show the assassin transforming into a reptoid right after his death is one of the most viewed and discussed on the site. However, most users believe it to be a clumsy fake. The vid shows the director exiting the Planara and being struck by a ray of green light from off-screen. Zia Cho rushes to his side as he collapses and begins to turn to ash, a terrible look of grief on Zia's face. The camera swings wildly to show the assassin, an unarmed male winterborn Raphorian whose shouts remain unheard over the panic of the surrounding crowd. Zia appears, their face now still and stoic, and they proceed to pummel the assassin to death. The assassin's body morphs into a reptilian form after it hits the ground just before the vid ends. There's some things here you could poke at with some skill checks, but beyond the video itself, substantial conversation exists on the site regarding the motives of both the assassination and the doctored vid. The most popular theory is that someone, possibly reptoids, was trying to push the Veskarium and the Pact worlds closer to war. Other theories suggest that Balam was involved in a love triangle with Vora Rin and Zia Cho and was killed when one of them got jealous. Or that the director was actually a reptoid and Zia released the fake video to stop investigators from finding the truth.
A lot of possibilities.
Yeah. How would that push the Veskarium and the Pact worlds closer to war, though? If
there weren't any crocodile people in that video.
There's a reptilian form.
Reptilian, sure, but yeah, reptilian Vesks are.
That's a stretch.
I guess they're
I think Ogden could put some rest to this debate with a life science check. What kind of reptilian is that?
Yeah, life science. Away.
Oh yes, that is a Vesk, not a reptoid.
Oh no, I was wrong. It is a Vesk.
What is it?
They just said it's a Vesk. I spoke for them. I apologize.
Not a reptoid.
It is a Vesk, not a reptoid. Interesting.
Faked film then, because you said it was showing him transforming, right?
Well, there could have been a hollow skin.
Yeah,
Give
hollow
me
skin, a spell effect,
computers, or a relevant profession check on the video itself. Is that a weird artifact right there?
Computers.
Is it?
Is what?
27 with 8.
In the video right there? No.
I see.
No, it's not. You can't tell if it's fake or not. Oh, never mind. Ogden can tell.
34.
Ogden can tell. The Vesk corpse is slightly higher quality than the rest of the scene, indicating it was edited in.
Oh.
Okay. And hey, what's that beam of light?
Yeah, give me a mysticism.
Oh boy.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to also decline.
We'll send the video to Adelaide and ask her to do a mysticism.
You don't know what that beam of light is, but yes, you can link it to Adelaide. Probably still busy. I don't think you guys are quite at 3 hours yet. Before we bring them back,
Like one hand texts back like, "I'll get to you later," and she uses an 8 for you know.
L8R,
Perfect.
yes.
Oh, she's one of those. Ooh.
Anything else you want to look into on Conspire here?
Let me bring up that handout and see if there's any other leads.
Rumors to where Terminal might live or exist.
No, all you got is the rumors that there's some kind of ghost in the machine. Nobody thinks they live anywhere. People aren't even sure they're really alive.
Do they still have to pay rent?
I mean, if you live in the infosphere, no.
But what about your servers?
There is an entire thread on this, yes.
I guess we can dig into each of these specific accusations. Like, Conspire seems really interested in Hasil Howe, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of threads on how claiming he's a reptoid. Most of them are older. I do not have any more handouts for you on it though.
Loss of Farin and oh yeah, he's the only other one.
Yeah, like I said in the I think it was in the reptoids one. There's pretty much theories on every single one of them that say they're reptoids.
I see.
Okay.
Find people saying no, they're not a reptoid.
So I'm rereading the handout about the assassination video. Who's Balam?
Balam was the director.
Is the director who died.
Got it. Oh, yes, okay. Yes, that's the name of the handout. Balam was the former director. Vora Rin was one of the Riforians, and Zia chose the other Riforian. I see.
Yep.
Yes, and Zia Cho was in that video, rushing to his side. And then they beat the Fleam out of the assassin.
Question is, I feel like we heard somebody say that Zia also confirmed that the assassin turned into a reptoid. Like
you did
they ever
hear
actually...
something about that in your asking around? Yes.
Okay, I'll look.
You're not back yet.
Okay, just.
I'm trying to give these guys information and you guys information so you can come back together and talk about all your information.
Okay, got
it. But yes, is there anything else?
I don't think so. I'm having a hard time.
Moment.
Yeah.
You also have access to the stewards' databases if you wanted to take any of this information you found and see if you can cross-reference it there.
Oh, yeah, we can see whether the stewards investigated the assassination doll.
Yeah. The steward's investigation into the director's death discovered that the disguised assassin who was killed by Zia Cho on the scene was a member of an extremist group within the Veskarium. Both the Veskarium and the Pact Worlds have agreed to downplay the death to reduce tensions. In the early days of the investigation, both Vora Rin and Zia Cho were cleared of suspicion. The file contains a pair of shockingly grainy images of the two dead bodies, a Riforian and a Vesk. Your allies, fortunate and infected, cannot explain why this information is so limited.
But we found the artifact in the video that shows that we found the fact that the Vesk image is slightly higher res, meaning that it was probably doctored over whatever was in that video, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ogden
definitely the same image, like the one that's in the steward's file. It has that doctored image.
Too. You could make a computers or a skill or a profession check.
Yeah, I'll make a computer
Yeah.
check to dig into these files, figure out if it was hacked the same way.
Uh-oh.
With 26,
Okay. Maybe +2 if Ogden aids.
not enough.
Don't you have that
Um,
computer idle, Simon? Don't you have the
I do.
computer
I
idle
can
that?
reroll at once. It feels like it's best used in like combat situations, though, right?
But it's how often are
Anyway.
you using computer checks
Yeah.
in a combat situation?
All right.
Traps. Traps.
Use
You
your
could've used it on the
I
consumables.
used
train.
the setup.
Nah.
It's a 35.
It was worth it.
Was it?
Yes.
Saved us-
You discovered the file was altered through an account linked to the Roselight base.
Aha.
We
It
tell
was
the
a reptoid.
secrets. They've been hacksaw.
Yeah. Better than Haxorus. Haxorus is a scary Pokemon.
I'm glad you guys remembered that Roselight was full of reptoids. Good.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, all right. So, you point that out.
Yep.
Probably. Was there anything else you guys wanted to cross-reference before I bring the other two back?
No, that's good for now. We can follow up on this together.
All right. So you guys have been furiously going through all these records all day. When Adelaide and Iris come back from their foray into the streets, and I'll let you guys sort of share what you know and figure out your next set of moves. Be quiet.
I want to click a button a couple of times just to see, because Iris had a lot of extra time, and I imagine with the computer in
Iris
there.
did have a lot of extra time, like 2 hours. So you could have come back early, or you could.
Iris walked the streets a little bit, got some shawarma.
No, I want
If you wanted to go like KSN Interstellar's office, you could do that.
You know what? I'm gonna say Iris did that instead, because I was gonna say with the computer in their head, they could have learned some of that information for themselves as well, but that's just redundant. I would like to go case KSN if that's the thing you'll let me do.
Yeah, you can absolutely go case it. Give me a perception check.
Another thing I'm good at. Yay! Skill soldier.
Yeah, you notice a trio of security cameras watching the exterior. But you don't see anyone around.
Huh. Interesting.
Like, in a couple of hours, you stake it out. There's nobody there. It's just those 3 security cameras.
Very interesting. Iris thinks about going in, but decides better of it and heads back to the group.
You sure?
No! Iris wants to poke their head
split the party.
Iris needs to look through a window.
Well, I mean, there are security cameras. Do you feel like you can do anything about the security cameras? You might not, actually. Iris might actually wait to come back with someone who could do something about it.
I have a pretty alright computer's score and a fresh data jack in my head, remember?
These
Schmancy.
ones are engineering.
Oh, poo. I don't have a good engineering skill.
Yeah.
My skills have
Iris
run out.
looks at the cameras and is like, I don't think I can get those. I think I'll get spotted if those are actually on.
Iris picks up a rock, considers it for a second, and then heads back to the hideout.
All
That's
right.
Even if they caught me off, on the street passing by, Iris has their. Did I actually roll a disguise check? Do you want me to roll a disguise check?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Well, still, Iris had a disguise, so they don't know it was Iris. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I figured you
there.
didn't get close enough to trigger the cameras.
Oh my gosh, there's so many notes open.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of notes.
I was trying to keep them all visible on the screen, but we ran out of space. So I decided to just make the nominees one big enough for the audience to read. And
Oh,
call.
good.
Close
It was a
the
comical
rest.
amount of notes.
Yeah, it was an issue.
All right.
I tried to split them up to make them easy to share with you guys in sort of a way that.
Yeah, it's just too much to have open at once. Screens are not
Yeah.
big enough.
Yep,
To be
yep.
fair, I don't think the audience needs all of those notes open either.
I feel like I need all of them open.
Well, yes, also true. You know what? There's something to be said about taking physical notes in the real world.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have a sheet of paper here with a bunch of names.
I would run out of space.
I'm
there,
feeling
too.
pretty good at the moment.
Well, fine.
So we meet back up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Adelaide and Iris, meet up in the lobby and come upstairs to where Lasco and Ogden are covered in Cheeto dust, bright gleams in their eyes.
I told you guys to use these, and he throws his pair of chopsticks at Lasco. Probably Ogden. Iris is low-key afraid of Lasco.
As you should be.
And I will hush to let you guys discuss what you found.
So, well, I can tell you who we have some information on and who we honestly don't. The elf apparently spent most of his time during the gap and may not even know much about himself. That sounds like a good opportunity to replace someone, if ever I heard it. Also,
That's
Mr.
common.
Starhammer?
To be clear, the gap was 300 years ago, and it's common for elves too.
Yes.
Okay.
But the thing is,
Though
that
we did
there's
find many
nothing
conspiracy
else.
theories about this.
Yes, they just struck me as the less plausible ones.
Yes, I agree.
But he also doesn't seem to have done much in the last 300 years either. So, who knows? Plays it close to the vest, that one. Now, Starhammer is apparently big on SpaceTube. Does videos about history. Seems to be very popular. Popular with... Oh, he's looking through her notes. The Knights of Galarian. They won't officially endorse, but they still like him.
Remind me who the Knights of Galarian are.
It says it right there on the tin. They're like roaming space knights who uphold
paladins.
Justice and all that.
You guys met one on the Hell Moon, remember?
Oh,
That's right.
Or no, not the Hell Moon.
He
It was
Knight of Galarian, specifically a Knight of Iomedae. He had the sword-shaped ship that didn't ram.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Very
It was
disappointing.
not on the Hell Moon. It was on Malovis when you guys were on your way to Diorama R&D.
Yes.
Yes.
Another failed bounty hunter.
Well, he wasn't a bounty hunter. He was a knight errant, defending the universe from bioterrorists.
Particularly errant in this case.
He was
Hey, he
Space
listened.
Don Quixote.
Uh-huh.
He listened.
He listened.
After you kicked his ass twice.
After we kicked his ass twice.
Space Don Quixote. I love it.
He
Yeah.
is Space Don Quixote. Yeah, that's right.
No, Don Quixote was a knight errant.
Yeah, an errant knight.
He was tilting it with going after you guys. Yeah, that tracks.
More or less. Vora Rin has been very vocal in her criticism or suspicion of Zia Cho, and insists that someone needs to look into their involvement in the assassination more closely. I don't suppose you had time to look into that at all?
We did.
Well, do tell.
Yes. We play the video for the two of you on the big screen. And pause it when the light shoots out from the corner of the screen. We were hoping that you might be able to identify this, Ms. Fortwith. This is how the director seems to have been slain.
And they turned into dust.
Take a reroll on that. I want to know this information.
Yeah, reroll.
I'm gonna do my reroll.
Reroll. Oh, you have your own reroll, right?
I have my own reroll. Da-da-da. It's not that. It's that's a 25.
What are you rolling on exactly?
Identifying
The
beam.
mysticism to identify the green light.
Ah, yes. That is a good one. Let me just get back to you. That was the Conspire one. Yes, that is a disintegrate spell.
Cast by. Can just anyone cast it?
Yeah, you can't see who cast it.
Well, but I mean, is that whose
That's
spell
a
list
mystic
is on?
spell, I think. I'm pretty sure Disintegrate's on Mystic and Technomancer, off the top of my head.
Well, it's not a witch warper spell. Otherwise, I
All
would
right,
take
well,
it.
that rules you out, Ms. Fortman.
We continue playing the video, and
continue playing
Ogden
video.
will point to the corpse of the Vesk and say, this video has been doctored. Notice how this image is slightly higher resolution, and I use slightly very, very deliberately because the quality of this video is terrible. But this corpse is of a higher resolution, implying that it was inserted afterwards.
In particular, we dug into this, and it appears that it was modified by Roselight, which means that the reptoids probably did it, which means that the figure that used to be in this video was probably a reptoid.
Actually,
the video
was modified by Roselight was the documentation of the incident, stating that it was a Vesk assassin, right?
Right.
Video was not doctored by Roselight specifically. It was the files that we found in the steward's archives was modified by the Roselight stewards.
Okay, I get it. But that's still evidence that there was a reptoid there before, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, here's a question, though. Why would Zaya put their reputation on the line to claim that it was a reptoid?
Because it was.
And then the stewards were like, no, it wasn't a reptoid. It was, in fact, a Vesk. And the reason that
the stewards seemed to investigated it seemed to have been the ones in Roselight who were themselves reptoids.
Gotcha.
So
Or at
they
least they left
modified the video recording and replaced the reptoid with a Vesk. We should get a
meeting
with Zia to confirm this, to get her eyewitness testimony.
Yes.
Their eyewitness testimony, if we have enough clout that Confluence and the stewards can lend us.
Remember,
I think between the two, we should be able to arrange something.
Borson said that the Director General was not going to let you make a move against any of the nominees until you had more evidence.
Not make a move against, but like talk to.
Yeah,
or talk to.
this isn't a move.
Okay.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, okay. So what actions can we take?
You can turn this evidence over to Borson and thereby the defense.
Yes, that makes sense. Yes, we already we have evidence. That's what convinced us.
Right. Yeah. So we should show this evidence to somebody else who can then get us a meeting to investigate further.
Yes, you can send this this video evidence on. But sadly, Borson will tell you he's not convinced yet. He needs more evidence.
Okay, we only have one evidence.
You get about this time, you get a message. Ogden gets a message from Terminal, consisting mostly of jargon and infosphere slang. Terminal says they noticed you poking around and offers to perform any research or online hacking that requires a computer's check for 10,000 credits per job.
Why would they offer this if not for a trap? since they sent bounty hunters after us.
They might not know that we
No,
did.
KSN Interstellar sent bounty hunters after you. Terminal provided your information and modified the
Okay.
thing.
Oh, so those two.
Terminal's
Well, we found
message is like, I see you're looking into me, LOL. You gotta get good. But if you don't have time to get good, you can pay me and I'll do it for you.
I was gonna say, sounded like a strictly business thing involving us.
Well, but this is useful because now we have a way to communicate with them, so we can ask them about their former employer.
I suppose so. Ogden will scoff reading this message. Well, I've been contacted by Terminal. What should we do next? Should we try and engage with them, see if we can get any information? We could hire them for a job as a ruse to find out more about them.
It's not necessarily a ruse if they can get data that we don't have. 10,000 credits.
Trust their data?
What matters is whether what they give us is good enough, I suppose, for the director, right?
I suppose so.
Well, then what is something that we perhaps would not be able to get on our own that we might entrust to this terminal?
I don't know. We haven't failed any computer checks yet. We are good.
Oh.
With a U.
Have you been able... oh, that's right. I wanted to ask. So, given that the spell that killed that representative was a mystic spell, that reminded me that the Barathu representative has been dissolved, in part because of allegations that they were involved with extremist faith, with a sect involved in, with an extremist sect of the Aris faith? Could you perhaps look more into that, gentlemen?
Oh, right.
Small retcon, so we don't go down, so we don't bark up the wrong tree. Disintegrate is actually a technomancer and witch warper spell.
Okay. Yes, but that still reminded me.
You could look more into outreach, yeah. Via whichever channel you would like.
Which note was this in?
This was on the news, actually.
News. Oh, interesting news. Here it is.
Yeah, outreach stepped down because of controversy, and has been dissolved. You do have.
Yeah, let's
remember you have. Yeah, you can do.
We could also
checking on Conspire.
Sure, and we can also talk to Confluence because we have all the Berthadans on our side.
You can also set it. Yeah, you can set up a meeting with Verifier Key. To talk to the Barathus. You can check the Stewards database, and you have Conspire.
All right. You start with Conspire.
Sure. Yeah. When you check Conspire for outreach, the scandal around outreach, tying them to radical believers in the Church of Horus, is considered to be a smear campaign by the few users who comment on it. Among them, the most popular theory is that Aram is normalizing blaming Barathu collectives for the actions of their parts to weaken Barathu political strength. Another theory is the Stewards intentionally took down Outreach for threatening their control of the Pact Worlds.
All right, let's see what the Stewards say about Outreach.
The Stewards files say that the collective stepped down before a formal inquiry could be held. But Steward records show that the identity and earlier ties of its members were disclosed to the Stewards when the collective first earned a spot on the Pact Council. It wasn't flagged as a security risk at the time, but the status of the collective was changed to high risk several months ago by Legate Tabin Errol. The The legates are a group of veteran and retired stewards without official power, but that hold deep respect and wide-ranging access within the organization. Most legates are well known enough within the organization, but Tavin Errol isn't particularly prominent, suggesting he either worked in logistics or intelligence. Any steward can pull his records from the database, but should know not to investigate a legate unless it is a very serious matter. So you'd have to do some convincing to get that information.
Let's ask Confluence.
Get 3 angles on the outreach story. Yeah.
Yeah, you can pretty easily. Vorson will help you set up a meeting, and since the Barathus are telepathic, they arrange to meet in a cafe and talk telepathically across the room with you.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Naturally, Verifier Key has a great deal of information on outreach, and can even arrange for a meeting with some of Outreach's former members if you would like. Either can confirm that Aaron was largely responsible for stirring up the controversy and was probably the original source of the leak. Clenda Leak argued in Outreach's favor, but was largely ignored. Hasil Howe helped spread the rumor, and Thylus Starhammer gave it substantial airtime on his channel, but neither worked directly with Aaron.
Suspicious. Wait, let me reread this.
All right. So obviously, well, we know Aaron's a reptoid, but Hasil Howe could be a reptoid as a result.
Yeah, so Howe and Thylus Starhammer are both a little bit suspicious here, but obviously they could have just been influenced by the conspiracy.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't work directly with Aram helps them a bit. Yeah, why don't we... Is this enough evidence?
I would actually like to look more into that, what's the word? Rumor or allegation about Hasil selling swarm corpses to biotech corporations.
Yeah,
that sounds like...
there's no evidence of that other than they found some stuff on Conspire about it, but it's been forever. There's not a whole lot of public conversation about it, really, and nothing was ever confirmed. So,
yeah, can we figure out what Thylus Starhammer said about it, or what Hasil Howe read?
Sure, yeah. You sort of poke around the rumor that Hasil helped spread. Nothing surprising there. But Thylus has a whole backlog on Lorecast. You want to know about Outreach?
Yeah, let's do Outreach. Let's figure this out before we move on to our other mysteries.
Yeah. So here's some just things you notice right off the bat with Lorecast. It's easy to find. And it purports to be an objective discussion of historical matters relating to Lost Galarian. But since Thylus joined the Pack Council as a representative of Sorrow, most of the content on the stream has been hosted by a variety of other presenters. The dwarf still appears at least once a week, increasingly focused on politics rather than the usual topic of history. The stream generally expresses a positive message of rebuilding the ways of life for lost Galarian's many species. Though the hosts staunchly believe the world was destroyed during the gap, there's a prominent bias against Eox, often conflating the planet with the corpse fleet, or making leading statements like 3 planets in our solar system have been destroyed, and we already know who's responsible for 2.
We all know who's responsible.
Yeah. Well, you can ask questions directly in chat. Your best bet is searching the archive. So when you search the archive for Outreach, you find that Thylus talked about it a lot when the scandal was new. Or talked about it once on his stream when the scandal was new, rather. Not a lot. At that time, he didn't go into great detail about the Barathu entity, but he brought the topic of conversation around to suggest that residents of the Pact Worlds need to be careful around religious fanatics and the corpse fleet.
Okay, so this doesn't sound like a reptoid. This just sounds like an undeadophobe.
A corpsophobe?
Corpsophobe? Necrophobe?
Yeah, I'd call it a necrophobe.
Yeah, necrophobe.
Who knew that we wouldn't like the opposite of a necrophiliac either? Both bad.
They're both bad. Anything with necro. What about necromancers?
Still pretty bad,
usually,
man.
Usually baddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like one good one.
Gavlar
To be a
Schnorr is
force
good.
user. Like,
He
He's
helps the
good-ish.
adventurers in Dead Sons.
Is he
He's
a
good-ish.
necromancer? He's
No.
not a necromancer.
He's just necro.
He's a necrovite.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I am
There's
a
a
necromancer.
On the Adventure Zone in the most recent season. She's pretty nice. But anyhow.
And in our Extinction Curse game. But yeah, okay. I think I am convinced that Thylus is not a reptoid, I think. I think a reptoid would have spent more time on this conspiracy.
Hmm.
Can we look into the other one, the human from Akaton? HH name?
Oh, how
His
have we
shady
talked about on the, like I said, you don't find much on Hal. The rumors are just really seem to be just that, rumors. There's nothing on Lorecast about him. Just the usual on Conspire.
Well, but didn't Hal also spread the rumor about outreach?
Yes. And I mean, you find some record of that, but nothing any deeper.
Yeah, okay. So I think we have enough to investigate the prelate, right? Like, the key explicitly said, like, this was just a rumor. So it's suspicious that some steward legate said, like, seems to have believed the rumor. That seems like enough evidence that we can bring it to the stewards and ask them to unlock data about the legate.
You could attempt to gather information about him.
Okay, well, yeah, we can do some computer checks and some diplomacy checks before we ask the stewards to help. Is that what you're getting at?
I'm fine. Sorry, I missed the one check I need to get his information. Didn't make it into the handout, so I was just flipping back to it. I apologize. I have all the other ones.
No worries. This is complicated.
And of course, my Adobe's like,
web.
you want to go to a different page? What is wrong with you?
Preposterous.
Why
Adobe.
would you do that?
Yeah, I was really hoping that Adobe would run better on my new computer that I built, like,
The
3 months ago. It doesn't.
Adobe products are not designed to run on
well.
Windows, which is the problem that Mac users feel every day when they try to run everything else. So, yeah, you can ask.
We do.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Which Fortwith does.
All
Ogden
right.
will aid.
She puts on her lipstick. And
Oof.
pretty please? Lipstick on top?
Oh, take a reroll.
Oh,
Take a reroll.
yeah, I'm
We've
gonna
got
use.
3 and there's
Yeah,
only
I'll
20
do
minutes
that.
left.
Yeah. All right. That was a 40. Because I rolled a nat 20.
You convince one of the techs to pull down Tavin's information for you. You learn that he's an older Demaya Lashunta who was decorated for intelligence work, but retired a few years ago to freelance in high-end private security. He worked for a brief period on Outreach's security team, and now leads Director Aram's security detail.
He said to Maya Lashunta, can I ask why he has a tail in this art?
No.
Got it.
Okay.
He's pretty suspicious. Let's just put it that way.
Pretty
Sus.
suspicious.
Yeah.
Worked for the outreach that was like had a fake conspiracy and now works for the known reptoid.
Jeez.
You don't see any tail in that art. I don't know what you're talking
To be
about.
fair,
Got
no,
it.
you know
Or
what?
slit
To be fair,
eyes.
even without the tail there, he would be pretty suspicious because, like we've said, he's now working for a known reptoid after working for another one of the directors who was forced to step down. So
Yeah, but what can we do with this? Even if we're confident that he's a reptoid, I don't think we have enough evidence to move against him.
No, but you can send him a message.
We know you're a reptoid. Fight us.
come at us.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, like anything we like, assuming he's a reptoid, anything we say will just. I don't know. We could send him. We could ask him for a meeting. Maybe that's it. See how he responds. Like this does tell him
Out of
something.
him, though. Yeah.
It'd be nice to beat him up and take his data pad. Yeah, I guess I worry that like inviting him to a meeting will tell him that we're on to him.
Like, that seems like tipping our hand without getting really anything out of it.
You do also have, you haven't sent Terminal a message back.
That's right.
Oh, thanks,
You have
guys.
not.
No. Thanks, Trippy.
Thank you, Trippy.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, Trippy, you're the best.
Oh no, she's coming to bomb us with gifts and subs and
Oh
emotes.
god! Oh god! The sub bombing.
Oh goodness. Trippy, you are too good. You are too good for this world.
Thank you, Trippy.
Thank
Trippy?
you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks, Trippy.
I feel I would be amiss as your GM if I didn't point out that no one has bothered to search the nominees in the Stewards database yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, we forgot that we had access to the Stewards database when we were doing the initial.
Yeah.
I guess.
And also, you told us that we couldn't do a computer's check on the nominees, which implied.
Yeah,
there was no
it's organized
computers
a little bit weird. You've got all these
Um,
different sources.
Yeah, there's like
in your
4 or
ballot
5 different sources and like 15 different
Which-
leads, and then that's like 60
Yes.
combinations.
Hence, I feel like I would be amiss if I didn't point out that you'd missed this.
Pointing
rather
it out.
obvious.
we
Keith,
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh, kind,
So-
benevolent GM.
We do that.
So
In the immortal words of the Adventure Zone, we do that.
we find that the stewards do keep some basic records on council members. In addition, medical records are generally handled by an individual's home planet. They're audited by the Pact Council Medical Review Board. Effecta claims that if any of these records found that anyone was a reptoid, that information would already have been released. But Zig says they might be worth taking a look at regardless. What information the stewards do have focuses on finances and connections with extremist groups. The financial information is mostly a list of secret accounts with frustratingly little information on individual transactions. Aram and Hestil each have over a dozen known accounts collected over the years on the Pact Council. Of particular note in Hestil's files are repeated overt transfers of funds to a company called KSN Interstellar. I wrote it.
Oh.
Lassie Farin is the only nominee who doesn't have any secret accounts. Only a few files mention extremist ties, but those that do go into substantial detail. Gevalarsh Gnor has been responsible for leading negotiations with the Corpse Fleet on a number of occasions and maintains a level of contact with the group that makes the stewards uncomfortable. Milgan, Nivaris, Catchall, Andar is tied to a few ultra-conservative groups aboard the Adari. Thylas Starhammer's stream has spread widely among factions in the Church of Amodea and the Knights of Valerian, who often clash with everyday Eoxians.
Okay.
Can we investigate
That's
them?
important.
Yeah, this is useful. Can we investigate them individually? via the steward database, or is this just everything the steward database?
It's everything the steward database has on them.
Okay, so this reinforces that Hustle How is totally a reptoid.
Yeah.
So our like guaranteed reptoids are Aram, Hasil, and this like steward bodyguard of Aram.
Tavel,
the
Tavin Errol.
Okay. We're pretty sure that I really don't think that the elf has like a secret account. He's probably just like really boring. I don't think Starhammer. I think Starhammer is just like a conspiracy theorist, or just a TV star.
You got it.
And Gavilar
Going
Schnorr
for
just
click.
has the sketchy relationship with the Corpse Fleet, but I don't see any reptoid links. There's still the Riforians are still confusing. I feel like
I'd like more on the Riforians.
Yeah.
Iris found the representative from the Adaria to be a little bit suspicious as well. If we could look into that.
Milligan?
Their old-fashionedness, that kind of makes sense, but it could be a clever ploy to, avoid going to a real doctor. Saw that in there. And then they do stand up for less than some rather nefarious character.
Oh, yes. Do you tell the rest of the group about
Yeah, I was just waiting to
Florisic?
Get to a good point about that, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, remind me about it.
In Milgan Navaris, the Kasathan with the incredibly long name.
You can say the
The representative from the Adari.
Yes. As I said, very traditionalist, refuses to go to a doctor, but they also have allegedly stuck up for people like Alish Floresic, who is a prominent power broker in the station who is very close to becoming the head of a crime syndicate. There was some legislation in the works a while back that Milligan could have, helped block. That would have hurt their family.
Okay, let's dig into the steward database entry on Milligan.
Indeed.
Oh wait, no, they don't have any because it's.
No, we already got that.
Does Key know anything about Milligan?
You could ask Confluence about the nominees.
Yeah, we do that.
Oh, good.
You're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Well, we're sort of working our way through and trying to figure out which.
Yeah, no, this is probably like the next day's lunch.
Yeah.
So the Barathus consider Aram an enemy, and Clendalik a close ally. The deceased director, Balam Dori, was an ally, and both Fora Rin and Zia Cho have made good faith efforts to secure the Perthaden delegation's votes. The Barathus don't trust Gavilar Schnorr at all, but they don't think he's a reptoid. The Barathus have no strong opinions about the other nominees.
Yeah. Okay. That really just confirms the things that we already knew.
So, who's the one who doesn't want to go to a real doctor?
Milligan.
Kasathan. Okay. Well, didn't we just hear that a way to get around being reported as a reptoid is to not go to a doc? Like
It is. It's like a loose piece of evidence, though.
No, you just heard that the Pact Council has required medical records on all of them.
Okay.
Are Milligan's records?
Milligan doesn't like going to a doctor, but you learned that the Pact Council Medical Review Board audits all of their medical records.
And can we? Well, yeah, obviously.
You want to know?
We know that they're not. Yeah, I'd love to, because obviously they're failing their job because they didn't find Aram.
Or Hasil.
So poking into the review board, you find that members of the Pact Council are usually given regular medical exams by home doctors, but they are reviewed by an independent board. This board has the power to call for additional screenings if they have sufficient cause, such as if they believe in members under magical control. All records are confidential and released only on a need-to-know basis when action is warranted. You don't have a warrant yet. You don't have evidence.
Let's hack the server.
But you can ask around about it, or you can try to hack the server.
Well, I know who's doing what. Obviously,
Ask around,
Lasco and Ogden are going out to ask around.
Yeah, Iris gets on their hacking glove. No.
Oh, is that how it goes?
All right.
Honestly,
So yeah, let's go on.
Point of order. I just want to do due diligence on the drow. She
One thing
seems
at a
pretty innocent
time.
for a drow. But
No, yeah, we were on this thing.
what I'm saying is that you can go out and,
But we want you to go out and ask about Milligan.
I can handle it.
yeah, they're so
I'm
much
a
better
big
at this
kid.
than I am.
I'm at 20. That's all right, because that only took me 10 minutes. Here comes another one.
Exactly.
I will point out you already asked around about Milligan.
Oh, this is true.
Oh,
What were you
so
saying?
I have
we
to
did
do it?
diplomacy for then?
No, you already went out and like asked the general public what they thought of these candidates. You guys have all that information.
Do we have a handout that we're forgetting?
You have
Milligan. Here
one
it
for each
is.
of them in your, what did I call that folder? Asking around folder.
okay, sorry. Basically, I was like, well, if we have the opportunity to ask around, then
That was about
perhaps
the
we can...
review board.
Okay, let's do that. Sorry.
Okay, so then we hack the computer.
Hold on. Iris was doing a thing. Iris, were you going to ask around about the review board?
Oh, the review
Was that what
board.
you were...
Indeed. But I got a 20 and then a 19. That's
20 minutes. All right. Meanwhile, these two are hacking the server. I need a series of computer checks because the servers are behind several layers of encryption.
Simon rolled before I could say, but I am obviously aiding.
32.
I believe you. All right. So you make one. Make another one.
29.
Oh, that's a fail.
Oh no.
Reroll. We have like 9 minutes left.
I use a reroll. How many do I have left? Someone marking them down?
Let's see.
I have one,
we used
2, 3. But nobody's told me to mark any off.
We did use...
I know that Liz used one, so I marked one, because when she used her second reroll of the day, I marked one off, even though...
Yes, so if you've already marked that off, we did get Butts Double Jet and Trippy in short succession. So I think
I have those
are
three
fresh.
in the last hour.
Okay.
Butts Double says, "'Tis the gifting season!"
All right, I use that one to reroll this.
They actually said "tist" the gifting season, but I think that was a typo.
I believe so. All right, so you made a second one. Give me a third computer's check.
40.
Yeah, let's go.
You actually you get it.
Do it.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for all the directorate nominees.
All the directorate nominees.
And records on them.
So, being undead, Gavilar Snore doesn't have medical records as such, but his documents still include regular checks by the board to ensure he isn't under any enchantment or compulsion. A somewhat cryptic note in the records reads, despite claims on Conspire forums, Nora's body certainly isn't of gray stock. The medical records of all the other nominees from their respective governments, official doctors, and all of them look clean at first glance.
We glance a second time.
How weird.
Glance a second time. Computers are medicine.
Medicine, even better.
Your favorite.
So glad you said
I
that.
assist. For some reason, I took medicine at some point.
Hey, that's a 34.
On a
It took
34,
Lasco a nat 20 to get 32. I
you
rolled an 8.
notice some unusual discrepancies in both. Sorry, I'm doing a pasta. Hasul House and Luciferian's records. They appear to be altered on the same day and indicate that both nominees showed the first signs of the same immunodeficiency. Further inspection reveals the last clerk to access these records is someone called Nadu Laste. In addition, Aram, Glendalik, Borarin, and Zia have each been personally examined by the board's head doctor, Dr. Gurkix. Neither of these examinations found anything strange, though Zia records include a few notes about old scars from their battleflower days.
I am newly suspicious of Lucifarin.
I suppose so, but then there's also the doctor. Man, there's so many people to be suspicious of.
Yeah, let's investigate Dr. Gear 6.
Yeah.
You do what?
We investigate Dr. Gear 6 using all of our sources. The streets, the steward's database, Conspire.
Right now, checking the Pact Council Medical Review Board. Hold your horses.
Oh, we found a lead.
In this database, you find that the host Sharon is the medical review board's preferred doctor. They perform the required medical examinations of Pact Council members. The board knows their credentials, graduated from a prestigious Parasite Medical Academy, and the address of their office, Spectrum Clinic, on the top floor of an office building near the Planara and overlooking Jatembe Park. They don't keep any other information on the doctor.
Near the Planara.
We're at 5 minutes until the end today, friends. I think I have to cut your investigation short.
Should we have some summary at least of like what we think is suspicious and where we plan to go?
Yeah. Tell the audience what you think is suspicious and where you plan to go. I'll give you each like a minute. No, just go.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously Aram and Hustle How are reptoids. Then these people around them, so maybe Dr. Gursix, definitely the legate. It's still unclear what's up with Lucifarin. He seems to have something to do with Hustle How, but I don't think that means he's a reptoid. He just maybe discovered them and they wiped his mind or something. Milligan is a little bit suspicious, increasingly so, especially if Dr. Gear 6 is compromised. Oh, where we can go, so we can investigate the that company that put out the bounty on us, whatever it's called.
KSN Interstellar.
KSN, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then what are the other offices that are not just directorate offices? So there's Dr. Gear 6 office. Mm-hmm. Does the legate the Spectrum Clinic, did the legate have like a location that we could break into?
No, just a number you can get in touch with them at.
Yeah, I don't think we
I should also like
that,
your like open leads are sort of Spectrum Clinic, which is Dr. Gear 6's office.
Yeah.
KSN Interstellar, which Iris scoped out a little bit for you guys. And that message from Terminal that you still haven't responded to.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that, like, I personally don't think that we should trust Terminal, because they're just this sketchy hacker person that we found on the dark space web who like helped bounty hunters. Yeah. Ogden, on the other hand, might be willing to work with Terminal. So I'll probably come around to that next time. But
10,000 to like half a suit of armor.
I mean, you can send a message that isn't, here's 10,000 credits.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. We can absolutely screw Terminal over if we feel like it.
You can send a message
that's
saying,
necessarily...
hey, we're tracking down reptoids. This is really, like, you could do other things.
I see.
You're not locked into just paying Terminal.
Okay.
I'd also want to just chase down this Clark who was the last one to access the record for the directorate. Either they're working...
Nadu Laste.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about him.
Either they're working in the office and just doing their job, they might have seen something, perhaps they suspect something. I'm just curious I want to pick their brain. Also, I'm very curious if who the heck says, despite claims of conspire forums, Norris Savati certainly isn't of gray stock. Like, do you know
that's
how?
a bit weird. Nope, not a body snatcher in here, no sir.
I've examined a lot of greys.
Body snatcher.
I've examined a lot of greys, and this guy is not one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Doctor, I have a terrible suspicion. It just plagues me. I just need to know. I fear I've been replaced by the Greys. You would be able to tell, wouldn't you, Doctor? I mean, honestly, I'm just curious. That's me.
All right. Well, I think that's all the big things. Did somebody write? I'll make a note, so that it's here for next time. Sort of what the leads you guys had spinning out on were, and we'll jump back into it next time. As I suspected, you guys are like halfway through this investigation. Every time I give you something intriguing and breadcrumby, you guys just dig into it and end up taking twice as long as any combat encounter ever will, which is great. I'm not afraid to say.
Listen,
like this stuff.
man, I don't know. Like,
there's a lot of handouts.
This is a lot to dig into. I don't know how any group was going to do this in 4 hours.
No, and it is
Also, we had
the first section of this book is 22 pages. It is like an entire AP book. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It'd be sad if like whoever wrote this put in all this effort and then you didn't go into it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, and I love you guys poking into it and asking questions and trying to piece all of this massive web of information together. I think it's great. Hopefully you guys also think it's great.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good. I wish I could see it all in front of me. I don't know what I want here. I guess I wish my monitor was bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
36-inch monitor, don't you?
No, I use that for the streaming. Yeah, well, the problem is streaming takes up so much monitor space already.
The good
Okay.
As this is a tabletop game and asynchronous, y'all are free to come in here throughout the week and look at all these handouts and make more conclusions. But I think we'll call it good for today. As usual, big shout out to everybody who showed up to watch today, everybody who listens on the podcast, everybody who watches on YouTube. None of this would be possible without you guys. Our wonderful character art is done by Seth, the Steak and Potatoes. Our custom music is done by Tom, who also runs Sirenscape for us. Sirenscape provides all of our lovely sound effects for the time being, including Wilhelm. Thank you, Wilhelm. Am I forgetting anything? Thank you to Paizo for our wonderful AP material. And of course, thank you to my players for showing up every week on time and making this work. I wouldn't be very amusing running a game with no players. So I need you guys.
We wouldn't be very amusing without. What was that, Leif? I'm sorry, I talked over you.
I just said that's called writing a book, playing a game with no players.
Right, but streaming writing a book probably wouldn't be great.
That does sound
very compelling.
But thank you for running, Nick.
Yeah, thanks for running. I think I would watch a stream of Brandon Sanderson just writing his books live stream.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's Brandon said, but that's different.
Yeah.
If you want to come hang out, chat with us, drop us a line, come on over to our Discord. We usually hang out for about 30 minutes after in general voice. If you want to ask us questions about the show or just, shoot the flame with us, we are always happy to chat. The link is below this stream. If you're catching up on this next week, next month, next year, the Discord will still be there. Come chat with us anyway, even if we might not be live. if you have icebreaker questions, we have a pretty good list, but we're always looking for more. You can find the link to that form in our welcome channel as well as our feedback channel. All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care of yourselves out there, folks.